rubber meets the road, we stand tall. Through the grit and grind, we answer the call. Voices rising loud like a storm untamed. This is where the difference gets its name. Get in the truck, ride the wave of the sound. The 99%, we're breaking new ground. It costs nothing to be kind, that's the creed. Join the 99, fulfill the need. Get in the truck, ride the wave of the sound. The 99%, we're breaking new ground. It costs nothing to be kind, that's the creed. Join the 99, fulfill the need.
Hey, welcome to the award-winning 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl, broadcasting live Fishbowl Studios here in Bedford, Texas. You are tuned in to Radio for a Reason, proudly sponsored by Glenn Lawson and the Biker Wolfpack. Oh! I want to welcome Pitbull. What's going on with all your devices over there? All your devices,
all
man.
my devices. I watched your video, and now every time I go, oh, it was every was on video.
I'm sure
I
Springer
loved
loves
it.
that, the barking all the time now.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
They call me Pitbull.
There you go.
We don't. Yeah. I guess we bark.
Yeah.
Arr.
Or bite. Either one. Man, it is a cool 100 degrees outside, man. How you feeling with that weather?
I stay inside, but it's bad. But as long as you don't hang outside for too long, it's not that awful.
You know,
and if you're by a pool, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I saw you by the pool this weekend.
I did.
Yeah.
I retired all the makeup and heels and took a day by the pool.
I saw that.
You know,
I saw that. I saw your stalker commenting a little bit on that too, man.
Which one? Was he from New York?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, he was from New York. I don't know if he still lives in New York.
Louie, I love you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that's who you're talking.
Yes. Yeah. Of course.
I love my friends.
I walked in his store the other day, and guys behind the counter, man, he's like, "Man, this heat is killing me." I'm like, "Dude, we haven't even hit August yet."
We're this weekend. We're supposed to get one little rain cloud.
Ooh.
And we'll get down to 98.
Nice.
Bring out the jackets out, baby.
Oh my God.
But I do like my cold and gloomy days. I love a rainy day, but I'd rather not have to shovel my car out of snow.
Yes.
I mean, we don't get that. I mean, I will take the heat.
Me too.
I think over the cold. Just because of transportation wise.
Agreed. You know what? But you know where someplace that is getting cold? And that's in
Your heart?
Milwaukee. That's been cold for a long time. Milwaukee. You know what? The Milwaukee Motorcycle Leather Clothing Company are giving great deals with the 99% Radio Network code. Just go over to Milwaukee Motorcycle Clothing Company, mmcc.com. Check out all their brands. They got, for the those flannels. The flannel I had on the other day was really nice. And it was good for it was breathable. So I wasn't like sweating in it. So it's perfect for bike weather here in Texas. They have all your leather jackets, all your jewelry, your helmets, everything, man.
Your purses, your bags, your jewelry, your saddlebags.
The one-stop shop.
All the things, yes. And I know a couple places have them around here, but you want to get the best deal by going through the actual website and using code 99 and getting your 20% off. 99% gets 20% off.
Yeah.
I know it's confusing.
You won't be disappointed. Just hit that 99% code and get that 20% off, and you'll be happy. Once again, man, we are sponsored by Glenn Lawson on Biker Wolfpack. Hopefully, I think Glenn's on vacation still, but he may pop in. He may pop his head in.
We have said that for the past 6 weeks. Maybe 4.
But you know what? He is not one of those billboard attorneys. He is a lawyer with a heart. He looks out for your best interest. Mm-hmm. The whole staff over at Glenn Lawson worries about your outcome and not what their outcome is.
Right.
And and because of that,
their outcome is your outcome.
Yeah. But because of that, he is constantly going, constant phone calls, constant appearances, constant depositions. He's going and going and going. And that's why he needed this break. So we're going to take a quick break now and hear from Glenn Lawson Law and Milwaukee Motorcycle Clothing Company. We'll be back.
Hey everybody, this is Glenn with Glenn Larson Law and Biker Wolfpack Law. And I got one simple concept today. Don't be a tough guy. Don't try to do it on your own. And also, don't talk to the bad guys. So what do I mean? Don't be a tough guy means go get medical attention right away and tell the doctors everything that's wrong with you. Make sure to do that, because if you don't, it's going to mess up your case. Number two, if you have a problem with your roof, do you hire a roofer? If you have an injury situation and you need help, hire legal professional representation. Our firm is one of those firms, and we stand ready to help. Number three, most importantly, heaven forbid, do not speak to the insurance companies without legal representation. That's it in a nutshell. Thanks for listening.
Your bike turns heads. Your gear should too. Milwaukee Motorcycle Clothing Company has classic leathers and bold new designs you won't find anywhere else. Shop top brands plus exclusive MMCC originals. Right now, our listeners get 20% off their entire order. Use promo code 99%. Visit MilwaukeeMotorcycleClothing.com today.
Hey, will make a difference. Louie and I ride with the 99. We're going to raise some money for you guys. Let's do it.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Reed, 11B, and I ride with a 99. My name is Isaac with Pink Bowie, and I ride with the 99.
All right, welcome back. We got a great show for you today. We got James Collins with Heroes in the Sky coming on today around 4:30. You know, when we talk about our veteran suicide, it is an epidemic that is growing and growing each and every day. And they provide so many resources. They provide remembrance, memorials for our heroes. And James
they
also
help the families after the fact. They don't forget the families that are involved, you know, the spouses and the families. Because once it happens, a lot of times, I hate to say this, maybe the military just kind of, oh, well, it happened. Here you go.
Right.
This is an organization that helps the spouses and families afterwards and keeps the memory alive.
And keeping the memory alive, you know, right here in Texas Harley Davidson, if you go there, you'll see one of Heroes in the Sky's memorial with the 19 names of service members who have taken their own life due to post-traumatic stress. And, you know, when you got all the HOG members down there, most of them military, they see those names, they salute those names, they remember those names, they keep them in their you know, their thoughts and prayers, and that's what keeps the memory alive.
You got to keep saying the name. And I love it that Harley Davidson puts it in the front window. There's a couple other memorials as well, but they put it by the front window because if they happen to be closed, or if you happen to like have that moment, you want to show up at night, you can still get to the window and see the name and the memorials for those soldiers through the window.
Yeah. And James is going to tell you how you could have one in your city, state. You know, these are beautiful memorials, and I'm not going to get too much into it, but I'm going to let him discuss it. The 99% Radio Network sponsors these. That we love them. We love what he does around the country for our veterans. And speaking about our veterans, well, before I'm going to just rewind a minute. We got some big news starting next week.
We do.
We do. You want to tell them about next week?
So, bitch got busy. No, I'm just kidding. So we are going to be moving our hours. Not because we're not popular, because we are, but the timing, we're going to go to 4 to 6 just because we want to be the highway happy hour. We're going to move to the more popular hour of 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. And I'm kind of excited because that works for my schedule.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't have to fight this traffic to get here.
Well, not only that, 4 to 6 is a great time. You know, a lot of people, we were looking at our analytics, and, you know, 3 to 6, we're getting some good viewership, but you know what?
People with real jobs.
People at work, you know, it's a little hard for them to tune in. Plus some of our guests to come in. It's a little tough. So 4 to 6 starting next week here in the Fishbowl, bringing you great content as always, radio for a reason. Probably a lot more new stuff coming up as well.
The Highway Happy Hour.
The Highway Happy Hour. But getting back to our veterans now, we just coming off an amazing weekend with the Battling Betties. supporting Roll Call.
Mhm.
So you want to play that quick little opening, and we'll jump right into it. Welcome back to the 9 to 9, man. That was a wonderful weekend over at Shotzi's.
Shotzi's. You said
Shot.
it,
I
you
said it right. I've been
right.
practicing. Shotzi's over in Fort Worth, man. They opened up the doors to the Battling Betties for the 4th annual Beers and Betties. And Pitbull, I got to commend you. You knocked it out of the park.
Thank you. I love it. It's one of my favorite events because it's roll call for one, and they don't have an event in July. So they're always looking for something to do because they meet every single month. And when you pull that 1 month, because it gets a little hot for the place that they have it, and we get bigger and better every year. We've moved locations, and we're at Shotzi's this year, which is one of my good buddies, Ned. Thank you for opening your doors, and your beautiful wife, Heather, for having us in there. The tiki party.
Let me tell you something, man. It was packed. Everybody got laid. Everybody got laid at the party.
They did.
They did.
Don
They all
got
wore-
laid.
and they all wore. He got laid twice.
Don Graves got laid a few times.
He got laid twice.
With the flowers, y'all. Get your
Yep.
minds out the gutter.
Which I think you doing the tiki party really brought it this year, because all the veterans were in either Hawaiian shirts. They were loving the
Mhm.
atmosphere. They were loving
they
the
came in
music.
theme.
Yeah, they really did. And once again, with roll call, they go out to lunch
Mhm.
every month. But this actually got them out of the house. They got
Different
to dance.
atmosphere, because usually it's in like a nice, which I love the luncheons. It's a nice sit down lunch. This is what we were raising money for. It's a sit down lunch every month. I think it's like the third Thursday of every month. And they sit down with a tablecloth lunch
Actually, it's
served
the fourth Friday.
fourth Friday. That's what I said. Of every month. And they have a sit down luncheon tablecloth with presentations and all that stuff, but they don't do one in July. So this is like the happy hour. And that's why
Yeah.
we wanted to keep that theme. It's a time for them to come and hang out with everybody and let loose. We had great music bingo by DJ Vibe. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming out. DJ Vibe goes to Shotzi's every week, and he DJs there all the time. They have
He
like
did a
pups on
great
the
job.
patio and
Definitely did a
everything.
great job.
He did a fantastic job. And then all the donations. I mean, we had Black Rifle Coffee, Limitless Chiropractor. We had movie tickets. We had
Airline
custom
tickets.
airline 200,000 American and
Tattoo
Mark got
Mark
50.
won-
So I'm like, where are we going? In fact, I
Yeah.
forgot to bring that up at lunch with him. Where are we
Yeah,
going?
Tattoo Mark won 50,000 American Airline
Mhm.
points. You know, and that is huge because that's a free trip somewhere.
That is a free trip.
You
Well, the
know?
great thing is that like American Airlines and Roll Call, that's from Roll Call. Roll Call gets a certain amount of airline miles that they use to raise money,
Right.
and they let us use all of them for our raffle.
Wow.
So I mean that was huge. So there was 4 people that won 50,000 airline miles. I mean, I can't imagine winning a free trip.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Along with all the, the drink specials. We didn't have the food specials like people thought, but their food is always special at Shotzi's.
Yeah. Oh, look, those little those macaroni and cheese corn roller dogs, whatever they were. I mean, they were like little Scooby snacks, man.
Yes. The
They were
cowboy
so
sushi
good,
they
so
had, which
good.
is like the chicken wrapped in bacon. And they
Yeah.
have the egg rolls that are basically Southwest egg rolls.
The food was great.
It's a good place.
And what was the bartender? Ashley was the bartender.
Uh-huh.
Ashley,
She was killing it.
man, she was behind there. She wasn't getting flustered.
No.
Shout out to Ashley for really doing a bang up job.
Yes.
And keeping everybody on point. You know, I got to interview with Don Graves,
Mhm.
you know, and this Roll Call is near and dear to his heart. I didn't know he was one of the 4 founding
Yes.
veterans
Yep.
that started this, and
Mhm.
he was so passionate about it. And you can see the interview online as he talks about the growth of Roll Call from
Mhm.
4 members going out to lunch to now over 500 of our veterans.
Think about that. 500 veterans, and it used to be a lot cheaper, but it's about $15 to $20. I think we're a little
veteran,
over
right.
$15 per meal for them to get served. So with $812, we got a little over 60 meals.
That's sweet. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
huge.
Think
huge,
about that. They have to do that out of their pocket if you didn't get the donations.
right.
That's a
Right.
lot. So every little bit counts. And you can donate directly to Roll Call if you go to roll-call.org and help donate and feed a veteran.
Yep, without a doubt. And the Battling Betties did, and all the Battling Betties were amazing. But to get these guys out, you've seen how spry they were. I got to also speak with a guy named Ken,
Mm-hmm.
100 years old,
Mm-hmm.
made me feel like I was 500 years old, because here is a 100-year-old veteran. I'm sitting there talking to him, and he is like a teenager, and he's like, yeah, last year I went marlin fishing off the coast of Florida. He goes, and I finally caught my first marlin. And I'm like, he goes, and I did it all. He goes, I reeled that shit in all by myself.
That's
And
not
I'm like-
easy.
I'm like, dude, you're 100 years old. He goes,
That's not
man,
easy.
he goes, it took me a little while. He goes, but I reeled in my own marlin. He goes, it was like a bucket list thing to do for him.
Yeah.
I was so happy for him. But these are the type of guys. These guys aren't rolling in wheelchairs and oxygen. These are the men who built this country, and they're sitting down having drinks with him, and you could just see the love in their eyes for Roll Call and the
Oh,
Battling
yeah.
Betties.
Oh yeah, you see the love in Don Graves'
Oh,
eyes
my
when
God.
the Betties are around.
Yeah. He
And I was telling the girls, I was like, he's earned it. Just let him do his thing. He earned it.
He is definitely
All of them have earned it.
Yep.
I mean, that's what's great about they just had a good time. It was like a happy hour in the middle of the day. And like I said, the staff was amazing. The girls knew what they were doing. The bingo was amazing. A lot of prizes. I mean,
It went,
it's
man.
gotten
I mean,
bigger and better every year.
from the moment we walked in. It was the
And it was a
vibe.
tiki.
The vibe was there. The tempo was there, and it never slowed
Mhm.
down.
It never did.
It really, the whole atmosphere was explosive from the moment you walked in the door until you started breaking things down.
Yep.
You
Once it
know?
was done, we got to get out because a Journey tribute band was coming on soon.
Yeah. But
And we coordinated, and we didn't even know.
huh?
We coordinated.
Oh no.
We were in the orange. And
Oh
you
yeah,
were in
that's
the
right,
orange.
That's right. All right.
We matchy.
Yeah. We matchy. It wasn't this shirt. This is my new one. This is my new firefighter.
Ah.
New firefighter shirt.
Oh, I
Tigger
like the
got me.
skull.
Yeah. Tigger.
You gotta stand up.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta do a little twirl.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you tell me?
You
You
can
gotta twirl.
Twirl.
Look how pretty he is.
I like to represent. Got to
Yes.
represent.
And then Tattoo Mark was there, which I love. And then we had Lauren Marie show up from The Chosen.
Yes.
She showed up and she's just stunning. Just stunning. She's going to be in celebrity softball as well. And she helps with the teddy bear delivery in December. Absolutely couldn't be more thankful for those people to show up.
Laura Marie and Jennifer Reed,
Mhm.
two people who probably have the most warmest hearts
Mhm.
out there. Both of them are just when you meet them and you come across them or they're around an event with you,
Mhm.
you could just feel the love through.
Oh, yeah.
that
Don't
they're
let Jennifer's
giving.
RBF fool you. She's a really good person.
What RBF?
Resting bitch face.
Oh,
We talked. Me
I
and
didn't- I didn't
me and
say-
her talked about that. No, we get it because me and her were talking about when we were weak. Model, actress. She does sports media. Yeah.
yeah. And Laura Marie, the same thing, man. She just,
Mhm.
she is just a stunning personality.
But her boyfriend is like,
Yeah, her boyfriend. I put my feet. Like, no wonder Lauren is going with him. Is it
mhm.
true what they say? You never know. But yeah, size 16, man. And Tyra just looked down. And
It's the size of the heart.
Tigger was looking down, and she goes, it looks like Cash's foot next to yours.
Right.
A little. But once again, him as well. What an amazing guy. Very nice, soft spoken, professional. It was just all in all a great
Mhm.
time by everybody that was there.
Thank you.
I
It was
think
fun.
once again the Battling Betties yourself.
Every
I know
July.
a lot of work went into that,
Every July.
and we hope to get bigger and better for next year. And we hope to see everybody out there. But once again, like you said, you can donate to roll-call.org.
Mhm.
Donate a meal, donate 2 meals, whatever you can afford. Feed a veteran the fourth Friday of every month.
And you can actually go to their luncheons too. There is
yeah.
a waiting list. You don't actually have to be a veteran to go. If you support the veterans, you can still go. You just have to get on their waiting or their newsletter waiting list. You can go to their same website, roll-call.org, and sign up and get into one of their luncheons. I mean, every luncheon's different. It's a home cooked meal, like I said, white tablecloth in a huge building. I mean, I think they house. I can't believe they say 500 in that building.
Yeah.
Seems
yeah,
like, but it is one of the greatest, heartwarming luncheons that you're going to go to.
Yep.
A lot of speakers every month.
Good time. Good
Mhm.
time.
I love it.
Big shout out to Johnny Rizzo with Motorcycle Mayhem. I watched his show this Monday. You can catch him every Monday at 7:00 our time, 8:00 New York time. But I was so jealous. I saw him and Dawn. They were out at the Rush concert last night.
Of course they were. Of course they were. Because they're going a lot of places.
And then you know where he went
Yeah.
afterwards?
Hmm.
White Castle.
Oh, I like White Castle actually.
Yeah, White Castle.
When
Gotta get those belly bombers after the Rush
that's
concert.
a New York thing for sure.
Belly bombers, man. We used to go there and we would order 50 to 100.
Little square
Yeah, little
burgers,
square burgers,
with
man.
one pickle and some mustard.
Oh,
Mwah.
yeah.
I love it.
What's
They had not checkers, crystals.
that?
It's the same thing as
Same
White
thing?
Castle, but
Is it here in Texas?
no, it was
Oh.
Midwest.
Okay.
Well, actually, I want to say that was more Atlanta when I lived in Atlanta. Crystals was in Atlanta. The more north you went was White Castle.
But same thing. Little
Same
square.
thing, the little square. You get them in a tray,
Yeah.
cut just
Yeah,
perfectly.
yeah.
They're mwah.
Just like little Scooby
Now you can
snacks.
probably get them in the frozen section at Walmart.
Yeah, probably.
I think
probably.
White Castle actually has a frozen section.
Yeah,
for-
White Castle has them in there, but you getting. I remember they were 35 cents.
Oh, yeah.
a burger.
Oh yeah.
Now, now you go there, you go like to Walmart or wherever, and you buy those buy a thing of 6, costs you a couple of bucks. But who could just eat 6 White Castles?
No, you're eating the whole tray.
You need at least
That was
10
like-
or more.
That
to
was
really
the
be
drunk
considered.
food when I
Yes.
was up in the Upper East Coast. It was
Yeah.
White Castle. I need a tray of burgers, and then, basically, and it was like
Yep.
a whole sheet of square burgers
Yep.
with one pickle, cheese, and mustard,
Yep.
and that's it. And
Yeah.
it was people like here it's tacos, which
Yeah,
I get.
or-
I love
or
me some
Waffle
tacos
House.
here. Or Waffle.
Or Waffle
I ain't going to
House.
Waffle House
Wa-
because I'm not getting stabbed. No,
People get stabbed at Waffle House?
yes.
Oh, okay. Just is it part of the meal? Is it part of the experience?
It's an additional charge,
Oh, okay. All right.
a felony. But no, I lived in Atlanta for a while near Buckhead and White Castle or Waffle House. Ooh,
They're
you
not
go
bad
to-
here, though.
No, I don't. They're
No,
not. When
they're
when
not
they
bad
people,
here.
yeah, it's not the same. I mean, I'm sure there are some, but no. When you live, it was a whole
But
thing.
I mean, that's like anywhere. It depends on the
the bar
the
next
neighborhood.
door, how much they drink, and But yes, I love a late night meal, but I'm not going out to a Waffle House
Yeah,
anytime soon.
they do make good waffles though. It's kind of
During
worth.
the-
It's kind of worth the risk.
Is it?
I think it is.
I'll
think
go
it
at
is.
noon. I'll have my breakfast for dinner. Or
That
dinner
should be
for
that should be
breakfast.
their their slogan. Waffle House. It's worth the risk.
It does. Can you imagine? Somebody
That
was
just
I was
slides
at
up.
a restaurant the other day, and somebody goes, we were talking about Waffle House, and they're like, they really need to have some drink. They should be able to serve beer at Waffle House. I was like, hear yourself. Just think about what you just said.
Yes.
You got all these drunk people showing up there, and then you want to fuel them more.
Right. People have enough alcohol
Absolutely
in them
not.
when they go to Waffle House.
Absolutely
Right.
not.
That's the eat and sober up
Yes,
before you
they
go
need
home.
electrolytes
Yes.
on tap. Gatorade
Wow.
on tap.
Well, yeah, veterans to Waffle House to no. Let's just. Oh, we've
Felonies.
got. Is Lori on? Lori's on. Before we bring up Lori, I do want to reiterate: tickets for the Celebrity Softball Classic are on sale. Go to celebritysoftballclassic.org. The game is on September 12th. They are going to have an amazing lineup on both sides, on both teams. I keep seeing them add more and more of the
Mhm.
celebrities and athletes and veterans to the list. You can see who is going to be playing and be on the field if you go to celebritysoftballclassic.org. Buy your tickets. Man, they're going to have an amazing fireworks show afterwards. If you can't afford the tickets and you're going to definitely go, TK is offering 6 free tickets to families. And all you got to use is promo code
CTX26. And you can get 6 free tickets.
That's right.
But if you can afford them, buy them, because every dollar counts when you buy those tickets, goes to the charity.
Yep.
I get times are tough and you got a whole family you want to bring. I get using the tickets. And I heard that they're really filling up. A couple of the Bettys were buying some tickets, and the couple first few rows are already
Already.
filling up. So get your
Yeah.
tickets fast.
I think they're gonna knock it out of the park this year. Yeah, because we're gonna be celebrating the 250th birthday of our great land, and we are honoring the 25th anniversary of the 9/11 attack. So we'll be having some of the first responders out on the field
Mhm.
where we can recognize and honor them as well. When Sterling was on here the other day, she said last year they raised a little bit over $1 million. Their goal this year is 1.5, so they can help out more charities. All that money, 100% of that donation goes to charity. Everybody who comes in, all these athletes and stars that come in, they fly in on our own
Mhm.
dime. They pay for their own hotel rooms because
Yeah, they're
they
not
know
having expenses. Like
Right.
celebrity softball, not spending the money you think to get celebrities in. It's not that.
Yep.
Everything that you donate goes back to the charities. The celebrities and athletes fly in on their own dime. They're not paying them to come out. So there's not that extra funds like, well, you're spending this on people flying out. No. Everything that you donate, all the tickets that you purchase go directly into the fund to dispense to the charities that they choose.
That's why I love all these athletes that and the celebrities that come to celebrity softball is because they do come here on their own dime
Mhm.
because the causes and the donations mean so much to them.
Mhm.
These are celebrities and athletes with a heart.
And musicians, yes.
And musicians with a heart. So come on out, meet your favorites, get some autographs, enjoy the day with the kids.
And you can get autographs. You're not
Yes.
stuck to your seats. If you want to send the kids down to the front line on the front row and get some autographs and try your luck and getting something, you can. Nobody's going to rush you up and say,
Right.
don't get down here. It's
Yep.
all about getting the autographs. It's all about the kids. It's all about people embracing and enjoying the whole experience.
Right.
It's not like at a Ranger game where you're like, all right, you
Yeah.
don't have a pass. No, you can get down there and get autographs. And if you show up early while they're warming up is better because you're going to get some autographs. When the game starts going, it's not your traditional game. I mean,
there's a lot of fun.
There's a lot of fun going on. It's not,
Some antics happen out on the field.
some antics. There's some tutus and some Speedos, maybe.
Yeah.
He was an MMA guy.
Yes, I saw him. Yes, he's an MMA guy in a Speedo with the American flag.
Yes.
But then you'll have, Chaz Taylor will be out there doing
Rocker
his thing.
Steiner is going to be there, y'all.
Yes. Yep.
Ooh, he has, from last year to this year, Rocker Steiner has blown up.
He is
like huge. He
rodeo
is such
champion.
a badass, and
He's a rodeo champion.
I
man.
love watching his little videos. He's like, I'm wearing this is a leather coat. It's just like what Johnny Cash used to wear, but now
Let me tell you,
I'm aware. I mean,
dresses in
he's so
style.
badass.
He definitely dresses in style, man.
Yes, he does.
He definitely. Oh,
And he comes from a family of rodeo champions.
Wow.
I mean, this is not just he decided. He came from a family of rodeo. I've been watching him just because from last year.
yeah, he's a good dude.
I've been watching a lot of the people I met from last year, like Ryan Weaver. He
Yes.
came out with an amazing song.
Ryan's been. I'm glad you brought up Ryan because Ryan's been commenting all over our page.
Mhm.
Ryan wants to come on the show, and he just put out. And I just shared his
I did
his
too.
song. Man, it is one
I
of the
wish
most
we could play it
patriotic
on
songs
YouTube.
out there. So yeah,
We can play it on our YouTube channel. Facebook
Yes.
might kick
I'm
us off.
still in jail. I'm
He-
still in jail.
This guy. But yes, Chaz Taylor, the DOC. I mean, I can't even go
Yep.
down the list of
Yep.
all the people that I've met. And I kind of pinch myself when I look at my Facebook page or my Facebook friends. I'm like, I know them.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna bring in Lori Montoya with "Biker Down" right after
Where
this.
in the-
Hey everyone, my name is Alex Arkangelski, CEO and co-founder of Break Free Technologies, and this is Break Free, a motorcycle helmet accessory that easily mounts to pretty much any motorcycle helmet out there, and it's the simplest way to improve your visibility day or night. Break Free's got a sensor array built into the unit itself, so there's nothing to mount to the motorcycle, there's no wiring, everything is inside the unit. It's got 100 ultra bright LED lights that light you up during the daytime and nighttime. Anytime you slow down, Break Free activates, no matter how. Engine braking, downshifting, regular braking, emergency braking, you slow down, it turns on. Break Free is a small company. We're only 4 co-founders and 1 employee at this point, and we're all passionate motorcycle enthusiasts. We love riding, and we've created this product for our community. We wanted to make sure that motorcycle riders are safe and seen out there on the roads. We saw a huge need for visibility, and that's why we've created this product.
Red lips, tied up curls, high heels, flag unfurled, Lone Star stitch on their seams. Sunday drives and freedom dreams. They roll up to the VA gate. Coffee cards, they're never late. Laugh lines, old stories glow. They salute, then steal the show. Hey! Battling Betty's of Texas. Country first in their hearts. Pin up smiles, standing at attention. Teasing waves, vintage hearts. For every soldier, every medic on call, every siren. In the dark of the fall, they bring hope, bring heat, bring charm. Like a hook, like a shield, like an arm.
Hey, welcome back to the 9 to 9. Where in the,
The world is Lori Montoya, Colorado.
I am in Colorado. You guys are all beginning to recognize my office now. It doesn't work very well in my studio anymore. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi, but anyway, so we found that my office is a lot more reliable and stuff. So how are you guys?
We are
Fantastic.
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 You guys had a busy
Fantastic.
week.
We are Chaz-tastic.
Busy weekend last week.
Yes.
Yeah, all about making a difference. You know, we are radio for a reason. For that reason, you know, giving back. Either it's our biker community, our veteran community, our first responder community,
Or our kids.
or our kids, and everybody who's part of the show is doing their part, man.
Absolutely. So this past weekend, I did Boots and Brews in Castle Rock, Colorado, and I really, really enjoyed that. That was very an unexpected style of event. I didn't really know what I was getting into, but especially because it was just one day, and I met more people for Biker Down, Wide Open, sold a ton of hats, and just really met a lot of rodeo guys and cowboys, and that was fun and stuff. One of the things that I really want, guess who I'm seeing this weekend?
Oh no, it could be anybody.
I'm seeing Bird from Moonshine Bandits on Saturday.
Nice.
So
I'm obsessed.
yeah, super excited. I bought my VIP tickets, but I wrote Bird and I said I need the VVIP.
You got to get him to do a drop for the 99.
I'm definitely going to do that. It's going to be this Bird from the Moonshine Bandits.
Love that.
There you go. You
All right.
use all your skills, Lori. Get him to do it.
Like I said, I've been a Moonshine Bandit fan since me and my husband started dating.
Yeah.
Like, Moonshine Bandits has been like our Dive Bar Beauty Queen. It's
Yeah,
what
well,
he dedicated to me years ago.
What I'll do is I'll get some video for you.
I love it.
And I'll try to get him to dedicate Dive Bar Beauty Queen to
I would just die. Oh my
Wouldn't
god,
that be
I would
awesome?
die.
And so that's going to be great. And then we leave for Sturgis next Thursday. So time to put the Biker Down cap on. I know. Actually, it's my 17th year.
Wow.
I haven't missed a year. Even if I just stick my big toe in Sturgis and then
You're
head
out there.
south, I gotta get a t-shirt. And
I love Sturgis. I've only been twice.
yeah,
you-
5 years ago, I
I
made
beat him in something.
I made a quilt,
Virgin.
and I went all the way back on t-shirts to 1977.
Shut up.
Wow.
I mean, I spent more money than I care to admit.
My
And-
grandmother actually used to go. My mom was telling me that my grandmother used to go, and that's how I got introduced to going to Sturgis
Really?
because
Yeah.
my mom's mom would go because she was a biker chick, a wealthy biker chick, but she used to go, and that's why I got these bird tattoos because she's our hummingbird.
Yeah.
And these are both from Sturgis. Both my birds are from Sturgis, and I do that for dedication for her when I go.
Well, let's
You know,
see. So,
just thinking about Grandma going to Sturgis now.
okay.
Putting some really bad thoughts in my head now.
Let us
So this is the very first tattoo that I ever got at I don't know, 50. And I remember getting it in Sturgis. And I remember walking out of the tattoo shop going, look at me. I'm really brave.
I got mine at the Full Throttle, or is it Full Throttle? The one with the big, yeah, it's Full Throttle.
Throttle.
The big outdoor, it looks like.
Is that the one that burned down? Didn't
Yes,
one
and
burn
it was
down?
the new place, and
Right.
it's like this outdoor venue with the big motorcycle ball that they can go in,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
these
yeah.
little tattoo parlors around and stuff. Oh
So-
my gosh, I just love the grit of Sturgis.
So after I got that one, a couple years later, I got this one. And it says you ever seen the picture of two people holding hands and it says together forever?
Oh.
So Chopper and I walk in and we don't really drink, and I'm like, I really want together forever, and I'm supposed to have together, and so I'm like, I need the numbing cream. I gotta have the numbing
See, that
cream. He's
wasn't
like,
a thing.
he's like, Laurie, it's
Pussy.
gonna be over in 15 seconds. Relax. And so we walk out, we're all excited, and I realize I have forever instead of together. I think he was drunk. And he did it backwards, but luckily it worked out.
Oh, good.
At least it was spelled right.
And it gives you a good story. At least
Yeah.
it's not like regrets.
Yeah. Okay, so a couple things we want to talk about in your trip, guys, that you guys are going to do starting to go to Sturgis is we talked about it last week. We talked about getting the motorcycle towing. Super important. People are coming from Texas and Illinois and West Virginia and Florida and everything else. If you have a breakdown, you're going to literally ruin your trip. Your friends are going to go on. You're going to be stuck somewhere trying to fix your bike.
You don't want to be a burden.
Yeah, or you're going to have someone that has a truck and a trailer and you're going to put your bike on it and you're going to think, oh, I'll get it repaired in Sturgis. And it's true, but you better have a boatload of money.
Yeah,
to
and be on the
buy
schedule.
a major fix in Sturgis. So let me give you an idea. If you're heading to Sturgis and you think I don't need any motorcycle towing, let me enlighten you. A hookup fee is between $75 and $150. A local tow within 10 miles is $150 to $250. So if you are broke down during about Mount Rushmore, you need to get it back to Sturgis. You're going to spend $500-$600 if you can get it towed.
I believe it.
A 20 to 30 mile tow, and it's further than that, is $250 to $400. A 75 to 100 mile tow is $650 to $1,000. After hours or a weekend surcharge is an extra $50 to $100. Recovery and winching can be $100 to $500. And storage, if your bike is impounded, runs you between $25 and $75 a day.
Wow.
So,
I mean, and you when you break down, it's going to be after hours on the weekend.
Yeah.
Because that's the cruel tricks that God plays every once in a while.
Yeah. From Deadwood, where we all know where Deadwood is, to Sturgis is $200 to $350.
Yeah, because Sturgis located and you have your other rides. You're going to Spearfish, Deadwood, all that. You're going to the
Spearfish Canyon is $450 minimum. And this is just off what I can get from ChatGPT. Needles Highway to Rapid City is $550. Devil's Tower in Wyoming to Sturgis is $750.
Because when you're on those rides, they're easy rides, but they're not easy rides for new riders. I mean, it's up, down, curves, and all that. Sometimes you accidentally run into a dirt road.
Excessive heat.
Yes.
And one thing that people that are coming that have never been there before is you will get hailstorms. I was there for the hailstorm of 2009, where it literally shredded RVs and everything. So you can have a beautiful day and you can be riding. So take your helmet so that a hail thing doesn't hit you on the head. Be prepared for very violent weather. And you can it's why the comp says, you can see that after the day is over, the heat meets the cold, and next thing you know, you're getting wiped out from a thing. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and again, I hate to kind of do this, but this is kind of my Sturgis pre-warning to everybody, is law enforcement. The POPO is out.
They don't mess around.
And they don't play.
They do not play.
You don't have your endorsement. You don't have license plates. You don't have at least liability only. Your bike will get impounded. You could go to jail, or you can pay a very expensive ticket at that moment.
Right.
Now, Lori, sunglasses on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You have to put both feet down when you stop. There are things that you might not have rules here, but if you're at a stop sign, don't have your proper gear, and you don't stop the correct way, they will get you.
Yeah. Here's some other ones. No motorcycle endorsement can be a misdemeanor citation or prevent you from riding away. No liability insurance required by law. If you DUI, one of the most aggressively enforced offenses at rally, and I know that's like, well, what am I at rally for if I'm not going to get drunk? But the truth of the matter is figure out a way. There's the bus can get you home. They have Uber, they have Lyft, they have Bubba's working on the weekends.
And I want to say they have a company that, I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's I don't want to necessarily say the company, but there's people that actually will come and put your bike on the lift and take you and the bike home.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but at that point, you might as well call for a motorcycle tow.
Right.
You know, you might as well have the towing to get your ass home. Reckless driving, burnouts, wheelies, racing can lead to criminal charges. Lane splitting, illegal in South Dakota. Passing in the same lane, which during all the traffic, because they put up more stop signs during Sturgis and things like that, people get very impatient, or as you're waiting, your group is further ahead. Don't lane split. Equipment violations, you know, understand that. No eye protection, unsafe lane change. A lot of bikers get that. And I'm not trying to down Sturgis or get people to, but awareness, knowledge is power. And it's super important to just ride safe, ride responsibly, you know, and just get to your destination, have a cold one, have a burger and a beer. But if you're going to consume massive amounts of alcohol, get to your campsite or get to the concert with a way to get home.
And they got plenty of people to pick you up. I mean, like we stayed at Spearfish every time we went, and it's a town over, but it was easy to get a ride, easy and way worth it, because you know you're going out that night, you know you're getting involved in some stuff. We're not on the bike. We did all of our riding during the day, and then tonight was the night. So
But, you know,
get a safe ride.
They have to enforce all these laws, and it's not the cops being dicks or anything like
They're
that.
doing a great job.
You
on what
have
they're doing.
750,000 sometimes bikers converging on this small town, so they have to make sure that everybody's safe. They want to make sure you're safe, and one screw up can take down a couple of bikes. So they gotta put the fear of God into you.
And to be honest with you, they do an amazing job. And that's one of the reasons that we try to feed them. We try to feed the fire department. You know, people really.
They're not like over aggressive. Don't think like just because they're enforcing all these laws. If you're doing something wrong, you're doing something wrong. But if you're just doing like having a good time, I never was bothered by, you know, sketchy stuff or a cop trying to like pull me over for stupid stuff. They're only doing, they get it. They get that people are out
the
there having
matter is,
fun.
if you get pulled over by them, if you're just cordial or you say, man, shit, it's a camp, you know, if you're nice to them, if you treat them with some level of dignity and respect and realize that they're just doing their job, you know, you might get off with a warning. But if you're a dick, you're going to get treated exactly. You're going to get exactly what
you pay for.
The biggest thing, and this is coming from myself being, you know, law enforcement, acknowledge your offense.
Yeah, don't try to say,
You know,
I
didn't do that. You know, when
I didn't do it. Yes, you
that
did.
used to piss me off to the most. I didn't run that stop sign. I stopped, and clearly
You're on
you
video.
didn't. Just say, hey.
Okay, so here's my best story of Sturgis. So Chomper and I were newly married and everything else. My Chomper doesn't get pulled over very often and stuff. And when he can be very argumentative with the popo. So we get pulled over. And at that point, I'm riding on the back. So we get off, and they immediately I forget what it was. They said he didn't have something. And he gets in the car. And I'm playing the biker down card, man. I'm like, oh, you know, here's some stickers in case anybody goes down. And so I'm talking to the one cop outside the car, and Chopper's in the car. And you can see his Italian, Spanish arms wailing and everything else. And I said, you know, a little time, they were running him. And I said to the cop, I said, so what kind of ticket are we looking at? He goes, you're not going to get a ticket as long as your, you know, stuff comes back clean. I said, well, then is there any possible way we could get him out of the car before he talks himself into a ticket?
Yeah. He's going to talk himself into a ticket.
He's gonna hit some button in that conversation, and next thing you know, we're gonna be off to the races. So.
I think the one thing I noticed the most at Sturgis, it wasn't necessarily the rider. It was you got your passengers too. And a lot of people had their passengers and maybe they drank too much. And a lot of them have fallen off the back. when they get on the
Well,
highway.
your bike is based on balance, and if your wife or girlfriend or
Or the girl you just picked
pie
up.
you just picked up, is all over the place. I mean,
Yeah.
again, knowledge is power, and
Don't put her on the bike if
don't
she.
put her on the bike. Okay, so here's the thing: don't put her on the bike. Number one, if you don't have insurance to cover a passenger, don't put her on the bike. If you don't have a license or an endorsement or anything, don't put her on the bike. And there we go. And I will
Right.
get that. 2 years ago, there was a gal named Amber, and she was from Denver, and she was up bartending and
Mhm.
making good money and everything else. And she was at the Buffalo Chip during Kid Rock. Kid Rock let out, and to a drunk retired sheriff from Idaho was racing in the part where everybody's walking, and they raced so fast, so inebriated that he hit her. She is still, and I hate to say the word brain dead, but she will never be the same. So save your racing for track time.
Yeah.
There can be life-changing consequences for your actions.
Mhm.
Being drunk and be drunk, but be drunk and smart. Drunk
Yeah.
and stupid just hurts people. And
Because they have all the resources there for you to have a good time
Yeah.
the way you live. I mean, there's
Let's
a way
go
to get around
for
it.
spend the money what that sheriff or retired sheriff spent, and he was law enforcement.
Yeah, people make bad choices, and you see it all the time. And do not let a great time,
Ruin
one
your
bad
time.
choice, ruin your life. I mean, you could be, God
You could
forbid,
be
you kill somebody,
manslaughter, all the
manslaughter.
things.
There are things that could really change your life. Make this a memorable
lives of your parents.
vacation, and not something that's going to put you away or screw your family up.
That's what I loved. Every time I've gone, like I've only gone 2 times, no comparison to Lori, but like the 2 times I've went, it's amazing. And we had a big group each time, and everybody looked out for each other. You had a group, some of them might not want to go to do this thing, but you had people to do this. There was always a group with you. For me being a chick, I loved having the group with me.
Right.
And you know where you're going to. You're going down, you're having some food, you're going to people watch and all that, but there is travel time everywhere you go. It's not just that you have a hotel and you're walking out on the front patio and watching it all.
Yeah.
There's travel time. You have to prep for the travel time. And most importantly, the
It's
travel
one
back.
of the reasons that I stay at Glencoe, and everybody will go, "Oh my God, that's where all the swingers go." Yes, there's a swingers alley, and you will see things that frighten fish, but we stay up.
But you signed up for it when you're going to Sturgis.
I mean, if you want to measure your boobs, they have a measuring board.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
body,
nice.
the body paint is.
I want to measure my
body
boobs.
phenomenal.
is insane.
I want to measure my boobs.
And if you
We can
need to
body
measure,
paint you.
if you need to measure other body parts on the guys, that's available as well. But my point is that I'm within a hop, skip, and a jump of Full Throttle and the Buffalo Chip. And
So you're going to be at Full Throttle and Buffalo Chip with your tent and everything, so people know where to find you. It's
no.
Biker
If anybody we go. Biker Down doesn't foot the bill for this.
Oh, okay, my
Upper
bad.
and I go up there with a few wheelchairs, crutches, couple walkers.
Okay.
I spend a lot of time at Rapid City Memorial Hospital.
Mm.
I meet with the Christian Motorcycle Association there. They know Biker Down is up there. So if Glenn or you guys hear of anybody of your Sturgis friends that are at Sturgis that have a problem or go down, give them my number, have them text me because cell phone coverage is really difficult. But we will try to get them home. We will get with family, could pick up family at the airport. If somebody needs to fly in, we do all that we can. I have, worked with family members and gotten a funeral home to cremate the body. So it's not too expensive to get that family member home. I mean, that's my downside of Sturgis is that it is work. I have a ton of fun. Please don't misunderstand me, but we are there to be there also for the injured riders. I've put an injured rider in a hotel because they're recovering and they can't be at a dirty campsite, where people that are tent camping.
Right.
So we'll do all that we can. We'll work with families and things like that. And I just ask everybody to be safe. It'd be a great time for people going to consider getting the Aflac. I could get you set up before you leave. But just be safe. And Moonshine
And your Biker
Bandit.
Down app, because
Well, that's what I was going to say.
yeah,
the
the
Biker
Biker Down app, because everybody in your crew will have the Biker Down app, and they'll know if something happens. It notifies everybody else.
We'll be able to communicate. Also, for anybody that Moonshine Bandits is playing at Full Throttle on August 10th, and guess who they're playing with? 38
I don't
Special
want to.
Oh.
and Lita Ford.
Ah!
Well, Lita was on a show here last year, 2 years ago. She was on our show.
Yeah.
Just tell her we want her back on.
Do you
She's
remember
amazing.
when she played on High Seas Rally?
Yes, she is amazing.
She had been in my All Things Bling booth when I was selling, and had fallen in love with that rhinestone denim jacket with the skulls. And my one of my helpers told me about it, and I said, well, we're not going to take her credit card. So Shannon and I took the jacket to the concert, and I walked right up to the front of the stage with the jacket. She's like, girl, get up here, and we had so much fun.
I love that.
So, yeah, it was really cool.
love that.
It's gonna be great. Lainey Wilson is there.
Went to a party last Saturday night.
Yeah. Leonard Skinner's there. All your regulars. Count 77.
Snoop Dogg was there.
Wow.
Yeah. Jelly Roll was there last year. Miranda Lambert.
Okay, we got next year. We're gonna put this on.
Next year we're there.
Gotta do it next year.
All you need to do is start a 99 Travel Sturgis account and put so much in it every month.
Well, right now we got the Moonshine.
Doing it for the
right now we got
cruise.
the Moonshine Bandit cruise account.
There you go. I'll tell you what. We'll all get signs and say, "I won't lie. I need to go to Sturgis."
Hey, let me ask some, Lori, for the virgins out there, for the first timers out there that are going to Sturgis. What can you recommend for the couple or the group that's going out there? The highlights not to miss, what the do's and don'ts. Do you have
There's
any
a lot.
available?
It depends on your
How could somebody for the first time going out there make the most out of their experience
That's
on
a
their
tough
first
one,
year?
Lori.
Well,
'cause
I've actually probably 5-6 years ago, a club that we supported called the Valiants. The Valiants president came up and stayed with us, and they had never been to Sturgis. And so what I did is I mapped out how I could hit 4 states in one day.
4 corners.
No. Yeah,
Stand right there and get 4 of them.
It was like, okay, Deadwood, check. Devil's Tower, check. Mount Rushmore, check. And we did it all in one day. But I would say, first of all, figure out how many days you are there. You're gonna go to the Buffalo Chip to see a concert, so I would do your ride. I would definitely go see Devil's Tower. Needles Highway.
The Needles is amazing.
Is something that I think everybody should put on their bucket list. But if you're old like us and you remember Close Encounters of a Third Kind, that's Devil's Tower.
Yeah, Devil's Tower, yep.
And stuff. So I think Devil's Tower is worth the drive.
That's the big rock.
Yeah.
Yes, we went there.
Yeah.
So the legend was that there was a bear or something that apparently Indians were saying that the bear clawed his way up. And that's why there's the streaks in the side of the mountain. I heard one of those stories. We went there.
Yeah.
It's impressive because it literally flat land and then this random weird rock.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to go watch Close Encounters
There's
again.
aliens
I
on
haven't
top
seen
of
that
it.
in so long.
There's aliens on top of it.
If you are patriotic, there's nothing like the flags at the Buffalo Chip. I think I showed you guys last year when I was there. They put thousands of flags out, and that's a priceless picture. I mean, certainly, and I will give it to Full Throttle. They've done an excellent job of taking what we were used to and going to the new site. So I would definitely say come out. Jackal is every Thursday night. There's nothing like a Jackal concert with him, Jesse. And the one thing about Jesse, the one thing about the Buffalo Chip is people are very goat. We're going to be on the red, white, and Booze Cruise. I'll try to find Goat and see if I can get him to go, hey, this is Goat with Full Throttle Saloon. I ride with the 99. I will
That
try
would be epic, Lori. That would be epic.
to get him to do that. But, you know, I would definitely hit those two spots. Take one afternoon of recovery from your hangover to go walk downtown.
I love Deadwood.
You know, if Deadwood is my go-to place, if you want to find Laurie from Chomper, we are at Deadwood every night.
It just feels like you're in an old Western.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's walking the strip, bikes are coming down. I can't
I have to get
remember
out there.
the cigar place, but there's a cigar place that's downstairs next to the casino. And I met
David Yule. You probably met David Yule's art.
Yes. It
So
was the
Deadwood
place.
First Steak is great. You know, I always say if you want a really good steak and potatoes type of meal, go to Deadwood.
Yeah.
It's much more accessible.
So
You're gonna get a lot of your carny food everywhere you go throughout Sturgis. But if you want you want to sit down, the buffet at the Landmark Hotel is phenomenal. So that's kind of good. I would definitely pick one or two rides. The Pappy Hoyle ride. You know, Pappy Hoyle invented Sturgis, for lack of a, you know, the Black Hills Motorcycle Rally is what it's called. Pappy Hoyle invented this, and they really, those are really organized rides where law enforcement escorts you through the whole thing. The Biker Bells, if you're a woman rider, is something you don't want to miss. That starts in Deadwood and ends at the Chip. So, you know, I would just really get a calendar and say, what concerts do I want to go to? Okay, if I'm going to go to Leonard Skinner that night, I'm going to do the Biker Bell. I'm going to go to Deadwood. I'm going to do the Biker Bell ride. It ends at the Chip, and then I'm going to go to Leonard Skinner. Do you see what I'm saying? You really
make a plan.
You do have to
You gotta
plan.
get a
If you
plan.
start doing on a whim, you're going to start missing
to
everything.
make
You
the
need to plan every day.
most of what you're doing. But definitely, and there's nothing like Mount Rushmore. I mean, they're just, especially on the 250th, I would make that, even though I've been there countless times, I will do a 250th at Mount Rushmore. There's just nothing like it. Chomper always laughs at me every year that I go. I'm like, you know, I think we should move here. And he's like, and you say we need to move to Pahrump, and you say we need to move to the mountains in Colorado. I'm like, yeah, we need to do that. That's why we have a toy hauler. But just, you know, if anyone needs anything, I thank you for mentioning that. I get kind of caught up in the segment and I don't mention it, but definitely go to your Android or your Apple, download the Biker Down app. It's a great way to communicate. You can do your help request in real time. I will get it right away. I have Elon Musk's Starlink, so I get good internet. And just be safe, and just remember, if you need anything, to, you know, give us a call.
I want a t-shirt from Sturgis.
Yeah, you know, everybody that's listening right now, if you are looking to go to Sturgis, once again, heed these you know, these recommendations that Lori's talking to. Don't wait till the last minute. Download that Biker Down app. You know, better to be safe than sorry. You know, you don't want to have to be worrying about something after the fact.
You don't want to ruin your trip because you don't have enough cash, or you don't have a good credit card. You know, be smart so that you don't ruin your trip.
Right. You don't want to be stuck on the side of the road as you're going in to like cruise the strip and something happens to your bike and now you're standing there calling,
get your maintenance
calling
before you leave. Check your tires.
You'd have it sitting there like freaking, they're ready. So have it on the ready.
That's another thing, man. Get your bike maintenance before. Don't.
Yes.
Also talk to your maintenance guy about, I don't know exactly what the word is, but you're at a completely different elevation at Sturgis. So is it your carburetor that you might need? You should ask them, you know, ask your local mechanic, listen, I'm going to be up in Sturgis. It's going to be hot. I'm going to be up in the mountains. And they'll tell you what maybe you should when you get there, you should, or you can stop by one of the service things and say, hey, I just came from Dallas and I understand I should really dial this in. And they'll tell you, I mean, throw them $20.
They're
Somebody
going to
will help
respect you for knowing that you needed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, get your oil changed while you're there. And, why ruin a perfectly good tire doing a burnout in the burnout pits?
Yes.
They're great. I've never understood
I feel like
that,
there's a
but
story with that.
it's definitely a guy thing. So anyway, God bless you guys. You gave me much more time than I deserve.
Always. And listen, Laura, did you get my email?
We got an announcement.
That we are changing hours next month.
I did not see that.
We're going to go from 3 to 6 to 4 to 6. We're going to change up a little bit.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
we're going to be the highway happy hour.
Yeah.
Listen, I just get on when you tell me to get on.
That's right, bitch.
The only thing that's changing with you, Lori, is you're going from our time 3:15. You'll be going. 3:30. You'll be at 4:30 our time.
I can do that. Anything but murder, mister. Anything but murder, mister.
Oh.
Love you guys.
Love you too. Lori, thank you so much for all your valuable advice, and have a great time in Sturgis. I'll be with Mongo in Vegas.
I'll be here.
Hold it down the floor.
Yay.
She gone?
She already fucking dipped out.
She dipped out. Yeah, she's gone. Well, that was Lori Montoya with Biker Down, man. Be sure to check her out when you get up to Sturgis. You know what? She is a wealth of information. She is there as a resource, support network, or just a great companion and fun-loving to hang out with. So check out Biker Down. Download the app and have a great time in Sturgis if you do get up there. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back.
I was going to say, if you're in Sturgis, do a drop.
Do a drop, yeah.
Do a drop.
I like it. Do a Sturgis drop to the
Hashtag 99 Sturgis.
Yes.
We'll put you on air.
Love it, love it, love it. All right. We'll be back right after this.
Your bike turns heads. Your gear should too. Milwaukee Motorcycle Clothing Company has classic leathers and bold new designs you won't find anywhere else. Shop top brands plus exclusive MMCC originals. Right now, our listeners get 20% off their entire order. Use promo code 99%. Visit MilwaukeeMotorcycleClothing.com today.
What we believe in at Glenn Larson Law is doing one thing and doing it really well. When I meet people, I always tell them we're going to uncover every single rock possible. That's the medical component, that's your story and your voice.
We've solely focused on personal injury, whether that be a slip and fall accident or a commercial 18-wheeler, a motorcycle or DWI, motor vehicle accident. We specialize in that and that only.
When someone says, my neck really hurts, I know exactly how that feels. There's so much more to an injury case dealing with the pain level that people go through and how it affects their lives. And I know how to advocate to make sure that the insurance companies take all of that in consideration in every case.
We're very transparent and open to always keep them informed and stay on top of their case at all times.
Because we're a little bit smaller in team numbers, we're able to really dive into every single case and develop not only a client relationship, but a friendship and a lifelong connection.
We're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll meet you anywhere, at the scene, in the hospital, at your home. Whatever's best for the client, we will do every single time.
There is a connection component that I believe our firm is committed to. We want to be connected with you and your family beyond this case so that you know that you have a lifelong partner. Not just a case, but a lifelong connection and a lifelong voice. And we look forward to serving you.
My name is Art Lee. I invented LifeVac to protect my family. Protect your family. Buy LifeVac now.
Thank you, Daddy.
That was us over 10 years ago.
Now, LifeVac is responsible for saving over 2,000 lives from choking.
We started this company in our garage, just hoping to make a difference, because over 5,000 lives are needlessly lost each year to choking incidents.
Help LifeVac on our mission to save lives.
In the time it takes you to pick up the phone and call, another life could be saved.
LifeVac's patented design creates a one-way suction to remove food or objects obstructing airways. All you have to do is place, push, and pull. And just like that, LifeVac can save a life from choking.
Quite frankly, I thought I was going to die. The LifeVac saved my life in 1-2 seconds.
Get your very own LifeVac now and get 20% off. Visit lifevac.net or call 877-LifeVac.
As my personal promise to you, if you order a LifeVac and have to use it, LifeVac will replace it free.
LifeVac works on adults, teens, or toddlers and can be ready in seconds and last a lifetime, guaranteed.
Best of all, you can even use a LifeVac on yourself, the elderly, physically impaired, or those that other methods may not be possible or are dangerous. In the event of a choking emergency, you could save a life, even your own.
Thank you, Daddy.
Life is precious and time matters.
Choking can happen anywhere. Help us put a LifeVac in every home, school, restaurant, car, office, everywhere.
Protecting families has always been our mission. I'm sure you love your family like I love my daughter. Do us all a favor and get your own LifeVac now.
LifeVac saves lives. Order one for your home, the office. It also makes a great gift. Use promo code Jackie and save 20%. Don't wait another minute. A life might depend on it. Go to lifevac.net or call 877-LifeVac. That's lifevac.net or 877-LifeVac. Order now.
I'm Sassy Sin with Battle and Betties, and I ride with the 99% Radio.
Hey, welcome back to the 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. That was Sassy Sin giving us that drop.
Her birthday is the day before mine.
Yeah, she
Happy
is
birthday, bitch.
She's one.
I love you.
Man, did you get to watch the news today at any time?
I watched here and there. I saw him. I saw some.
You saw the Fauci fiasco?
Oh, I like it.
The Fauci fiasco. I tell you,
Fauci fiasco fraud?
Yeah. Fraud. Yes.
Fraud.
FFF. Man.
F rating.
You know, it was like watching someone from the mafia, who was like, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. So far, the last count that I got from the news sources was 111 times he took the fifth. And I'm sure it's a lot more than that. But it got to the point where the senators were going, what color is your tie? I plead the fifth. What color is the rug? I plead the fifth. What color are the walls? I plead the fifth.
I think if you do that too much, you're just done.
You're
just done.
It just shows that you're covering up. You're a liar. You're a fraud.
Shit. And you should be locked up.
You really
for
should,
all
man.
the BS that you put everybody through, and the administration you were under should be.
Right, but if you watched some of the questions that were being asked were serious questions where, that he should have answered. If
he knows the answer.
He knows the answer, but he doesn't want to incriminate himself. He doesn't want to, he's too busy being this celebrity health doctor, which he frauded the whole country. Believe it or not, he did. He made everybody comply with his stupid vaccines, and
everybody complied with a mask, but they won't show an ID.
What I loved about it was he got everybody in the world to comply with a 6-foot order. Stay 6 feet away from where they put
I didn't
X's,
mind that because I didn't like
when
people.
they put X's in the shopping centers where, like, you stood
You're
online,
too
you got to
close.
stand on that X. It was like,
I'm sorry, if you can smell a fart through jeans, you can get COVID through a mask.
Yes, but it was so ridiculous, and we know him now as this fraudulent Fauci. He was a horrible display of any type of ethics.
Like Dr. Oz
Non-transparent-
says, you can't cure
God.
stupid.
You can't. And I'm sorry for the people that are following him and think
There's still people wearing masks out in their cars. cares?
People are holding him in a high honor.
This is why there's directions on shampoo bottles for some people.
And Tide Pods. Tide Pods. Don't eat them.
Don't eat. Rinse,
You know?
wash. Yeah.
Oh my God! But if you watch it today, man, it was more of a it was a joke. It was a waste. What a waste of a congressional hearing. And
Well,
a waste
Sleepy
of
Joe
money.
put him there.
Yeah. No. Sleepy Joe gave him a. And here's another thing, and I don't know too much about the law on congressional law, but he got immunity. He was given a pardon, just like Biden's son was given
For meth.
But when you're in a congressional hearing, you're not under a criminal investigation. The pardon was for any criminal activities. He was supposed to be there to answer questions from a congressional hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Your pardon has nothing to do with that. And it goes in deeper detail, and I don't want to speak out of turn because I don't know too much
It's
about
funny
it.
how
but
he depended on the law not to answer the questions.
yes, I plead the fifth. That's going to be the next new shirt. I'm Fauci, and I plead the fifth.
I'm not buying it.
I'm not buying it. Either did all the people watching today. They weren't buying it
I'm
either.
not buying it. I mean, at first, when it first started, the whole pandemic came out. Of course, I watched The Walking Dead and stuff like that. So
It was
I'm
good
thinking,
for streamers.
I'm going,
Streaming TV.
oh
was
my
great.
gosh, this is wild. Everything shut down. I'm waiting for a stream of zombies coming down my main street. And then nothing happened. I mean, yes, there was a lot of people who passed. But I mean, a lot of them, I don't want to get into it too much because I know people will be like, well, this happened. But a lot of people had underlying health conditions, respiratory things.
Yeah.
But really, in my circle, in my big circle, I maybe one, but they were elderly. And it just seemed like this big panic to drive a different agenda.
Yeah.
Once it all came out, it was all bullshit.
Well, we lost Ocho, part of the third watch, due to COVID. But he had some underlying conditions as well. But like I said, there were contributing factors to that.
I
many
remember
people,
I
passed
actually
away
got
from.
sick right before they announced COVID to the public. I got really sick. They didn't even know it was COVID. I started getting hot. I was sweating. I couldn't breathe, all these things. And it was right when they were saying the vapes were killing people. I remember that being a thing. And then it turned into COVID. But I don't know if that was connected, but I went to the hospital because I finally tapped out because I didn't have health insurance at the time. I was dealing with it on my own. I spent 3 days sweating and I was ill. Finally, I tapped out, went to the hospital, and they were put me in ICU immediately. And it was this whole thing. And it was my lungs not functioning. And they were trying to blame it on the vapes, the nicotine vapes and stuff.
Right.
But then 2 weeks after I got out of ICU, COVID broke out. So they were trying to say they contacted me later. They wanted me to come back in for tests because they thought it was. And I'm going,
Well,
no.
nobody knew. And
Nobody
even the
knew.
doctors were getting lied
But it was
to.
all that
Everyone was getting
hysteria.
lied to.
I don't know.
It was a
You
panic.
guys are the professionals. You're telling me I don't know what I got. I just feel like shit.
I was in rehab.
Oh.
I was in rehab for 36 days of COVID. And we were in a house in Utah. And I think there was maybe 18 of us in the house.
Oh, rehab in Utah?
Yeah, rehab.
That was a fancy one.
Fancy. But we 16 of the people in the house got COVID. My roommate got COVID.
The worst I had was no taste.
I never got it. Never.
I didn't. There was a couple times, after I got out of the hospital the first time when they didn't know what it was, we had our pod of people that we hung out with. And then all of us didn't have taste or smell for a while. Cause I remember I opened up a certain herbal supplement and I was like, I can't smell it. And then I guess I had COVID. But other than that, I was fine.
This is
I couldn't smell garlic. Everything was gone, which I thought was weird. But other than that, I don't know. The whole thing was, and I hate that. Not hate. I don't know if that's the right word I want to put, but everybody's going to have that timeline. You remember that time before COVID, or you remember that time after COVID or during COVID? everybody in the world has that timeline now of
Yep.
that moment. It was a little scary because you didn't know.
Well, it was
because
scary.
everybody was feeding stuff on the news.
It
and
was scary because they made it scary.
like I
They
said, I
made
was
it
waiting
scary.
for the zombies walking down the street. And I was like,
Right.
well, we need to get off the first floor.
You-
we need
you-
to get to the top floor
You
apartment.
just had the 6th person in New York die of Legionnaire's disease. You don't see no mass panic with Legionnaire's
No.
disease. You know, this was a fraudulent thing brought on by Fauci and his
The scare
Chinese
tactics.
his Chinese lab.
The one thing I
Oh,
liked
shit.
from COVID, though, food delivery,
Oh, well,
Walmart delivery, all the things that deliver now.
well, like I said, you know, out of,
Like I can pick up all my shit from the curb. I don't have to go in.
but
I love that.
But COVID also made like some of the greatest Netflix
Mhm.
Netflix specials. You know,
Yep.
they would have never hit if there was no COVID. You
Yep.
know, so what did everybody do? They just either
Bunkered
you know
down.
had babies or they
You know how many
watch-
Rona and
watch-
Rita babies were
Yeah.
born?
Oh, watch
This is my
Netflix.
daughter, Rona or Rita.
Exactly.
Corona.
Oh,
It was an interesting time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I like camping, so it kind of made me.
You're out in a
The only time I hated it is when my hair color started to grow out, and I realized how much grays I had.
oh no.
I know that was like the panic. I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta call my hairstylist," and she came over and did my hair on my patio.
Really?
Yes, she did.
Oh, you can't. Was she allowed?
I didn't.
Because they were arresting moms for having Super Bowl parties. They were arresting people for having more than 6 people at the
Yeah,
house.
we broke the law the whole time with
Oh,
my
hell
group
yeah.
because we're an I'm part of a certain MC and we have a family in that MC and we all came together. That was our pod. So
But you
we had cookouts and everything, but it was
I
whatever.
just, you know,
And we did just fine. And I still don't have the vaccination and I'm just fine. What?
are you?
I'm fine. It could be determined.
Like, it's so many levels of fine.
So many levels of
fine.
fine, but
But-
I'm surviving.
Yeah. But, you know, I mean, they were just grabbing numbers out of the air. Oh, you can't have
It's-
more than 6 people at your house. Oh, you got to be 6 feet
But
away
it
from
was
you.
like almost like the ultimate like a social experiment that
It
they
was.
had.
It definitely was.
Like if
Yeah.
I used to play Sims, and I feel like this was a Sims experiment. Like let's drop this here and see how they
Yes.
all react.
Let's see how we could just make all these people
Mhm.
conform to
Let's
this.
see who's following and who's not.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
That was definitely a social experiment. Done
People
by
go in the gas station or the grocery store with like
full
homemade.
helmet. Oh my God, some of the homemade. You're right.
I have to say the creativity level that came out through COVID. I mean, we got a lot new small businesses that came out, but the
there were just so
creativity
many-
was immaculate.
You know, you brought that up. Now I remember seeing people with like these plastic shells on their head that they
Like
could
the
just
dog deal on top.
space helmets and everything else.
They create.
It was quite comical.
It was.
People riding bicycles with masks.
There's still people in their cars
Oh, yeah.
washing or in their
Oh, yeah.
bathrooms washing their hair with a mask on.
Oh my God! Listen, I don't want to say because some people do have a autoimmune disease or they do
Yeah,
have.
but
a
when you're
disease
by
or-
yourself, you
well,
don't need a mask.
Yeah, no, you don't. You don't. Not,
Eat
not
some
at all.
dirt.
rub some dirt.
Rub
on it.
some dirt. Put some
Rub some
Windex
dirt.
on it.
Oh man!
That was a good
but
time.
that was the Fauci
Interesting time.
fiasco today. Also, coming out of New York, I'm gonna hit New York real quick. To all our first responders out there that are in New York, get onto the website right now and sign the petition to keep Mandami away from the 9/11 memorial in New York City. Keep Mandami away. He's a communist. He has no reason to be there, and that's as far as I'm going to go on that. But just get up there and sign that petition to keep Mandami away from the 9/11 memorial.
Oh God!
You know what?
That's another Sim City experiment.
The families of the fallen do not want him there. They do not respect him.
No.
He has broken bread with terrorists.
He's eating on the floor with his hands.
You know what?
What? I know that's a
Mandami,
cultural
do
thing
everybody a
somewhere
favor.
else, but
Stay
not
away
here.
from the 25th anniversary. Stay in your communist party. Stay in your little shelter. Do not go by the families. You'll be causing New York.
I hate all the people being affected by it, but in a way, and I'm meaning this in the weird dark humor that I have, it's almost like you want it to play out so people realize they done up.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No,
who-
I see what you're saying.
You know,
yeah.
it goes with that whole sim thing. Like you put this little toxic thing in there and you want to see how it works out. And they put them in there, which I still can't believe that's what's going on. But you almost want it to play out. So you get what you voted for.
Did you see his latest thing? What he did? He doxed all the millionaires. He put out on the internet, everybody who owns a $5 million or more.
That's all New York. If you own anything in New York,
so
it's 5
he put
million.
down the names and the addresses of those who have these residences that owe this tax, this rich tax. So people now you have stalkers out there that
That's
can
what I
stalk
was
all these,
thinking.
right? You have, God forbid, anything happens to any of those people he put on the list. He should be held responsible. That
All
is
those
an
rich people need to
invasion.
put those little
That is an invasion of
lasers.
privacy. You should never be putting somebody's address
No.
and who lives there.
I mean, addresses are public, but who lives there is
Opening it up
not.
to the public, letting the public research.
Where's his
things.
house?
Yeah.
Where's his house?
Gracie Mansion.
There we go.
Yeah, but Gracie.
No, where's
Mansion-
the actual house?
Well, he lives in Gracie Mansion,
Uh-huh.
but it's surrounded by walls and gates.
Oh, he's got
and
walls?
armed police.
Oh,
yeah, because
so you have
know,
to show an ID to get in.
Yes, the
Mm.
same guy who was against open borders
and guns.
lives behind borders.
How about that?
How about that? Hypocrite.
Hypocrite. That's the whole other party. They're hypocrites.
Oh my God.
I'm getting in that. So I'm going to side. I know you said you wanted to wait and see if I brought this up, but here was one thing. I had a little thing on Facebook. I live in a area, North Fort Worth, and which is crazy because it's a brand new neighborhood that we live in, brand new builds and everything like that. But unfortunately, a couple blocks away, there was some teenagers that did a drive-by shooting on each other. And they were teenagers at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh my God.
This happened. And come to find out, I was watching the neighborhood feed and all that. Apparently there's this one street in that neighborhood that is Section 8. And I made the comment and I was like, well, that's what happens when you let Section 8 come into your neighborhood. And with that, I got called the R word and all these things. And I'm like, I said Section 8. I didn't say black or white. I didn't say anything else. I said Section 8. And you tell me what homeowner is okay with Section 8 coming into your neighborhood.
Right.
And I hate
That
saying
doesn't
this,
make you a
but I'm
racist.
a homeowner. Hell, I was a single mom in my not single in my 20s, but a single mom one time, and it came an option one time that I would maybe need to apply for Section 8. And the reason why Section 8 happened is because they had these communities of apartments that were Section 8, and they kept getting run down and the city couldn't keep up with the maintenance. So they figured, let's dispense them and put them in houses around Fort Worth. And that's what happens. You get a street that's all Section 8. It happens. I'm not saying it's black or white. It's Section 8. And I get people on Facebook right now calling me the R word. And I think it's really because my profile picture has an American flag behind it. They assume that that's what I mean. And I'm like, ooh.
But see, you know
Mm-mm.
what? I agree with you. And, there are people out there that need that help with Section 8 or whatever.
But unfortunately, the broad stripe has become what it is.
But when you give something to somebody, they're not going to take care of it. They're going to treat it with disrespect. They're going to treat the neighborhood with disrespect when they are given shit and they don't have to work for it.
Exactly.
So when you hand out things to people, they don't care about it.
And they
because
get a
didn't have to
house that
work
is
for it.
literally the same kind of house that you're living in, which we paid for a house. We are homeowners. And then right next door, which not saying my street, but you get somebody that's right next door that's Section 8. They're less than renters almost. And I hate saying that to be
And
like
it's not
a
all
broad-
of them. It's not all.
It's not all of them, but unfortunately, the majority is. And I'm still not saying a color or race. I'm saying Section 8. And they live there with no responsibility. The yard ends up looking like shit. They got kids running the neighborhood. And you got drive-by shootings happening at 8:30 in the morning, and you're 14 years old.
Wow.
And of course, I'm going to say, I don't want Section 8 in my neighborhood. If I'm a homeowner paying all my HOAs and all that shit, and you're coming over paying a minimal amount of rent, I'm pissed. So all those little haters on Facebook, you know where to find me. and I will still battle you on it. I stand by what I said. I do not want Section 8 in my, and apparently the one town I live in doesn't do it, but Fort Worth is the one that's allowing Section 8 to go into these new neighborhoods and do that. So I think there needs to be it needs to be looked on. And I don't want to say put them in a certain place or whatever, but you got homeowners that have worked hard to earn their place and finally buy a home, and then you have this happen.
Well, there should be guidelines, and I'm sure there are, but they don't. Nobody enforces them. There should be some guidelines.
And you're paying like HOA fees,
especially,
and they're worried about your grass getting tall, but you're not worried about HOA or the Section 8.
Worrying about them. No, I agree. There should be definitely guidelines. There should,
So I'm gonna tag this all you bitches that were talking shit on me.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna get uplifting now.
He's telling me to shut up.
We're gonna uplift a little bit. No, because we're gonna be bringing on James Collins. James Collins.
Heroes in
the Sky, and that's a great. That would make a great
Heroes
song.
in the Sky with diamonds.
That's Lucy.
Oh, but it worked.
Well, we can use this. We can use Heroes. We're going to come back right after these messages and talk about Heroes in the Sky and veteran suicide with James Collins right after this.
Here at Triple Ten Aussies, we're going to find you your forever pet. We specialize in miniature and toy Australian Shepherds. All our pups are pet and family friendly. They're socialized, basic training, and a health guarantee. Check out our miniature and toy Australian Shepherds at triple10aussies.com or call us at 817-213-6698.
Totally vaped on camera.
Hey, welcome back to the 99% Radio Network. I am proud to introduce our guest, James Collins, founder with Heroes in the Sky. Welcome, James.
Welcome. How are y'all today?
Buddy?
Hey, brother.
We're doing good. How are you?
It's a great day to be alive.
Well, any day you wake up breathing is a great day.
And you are located where?
I am in Georgia.
Near Savannah, right?
I'm in, about 20 minutes from
I
Savannah.
love Savannah. I lived in Hinesville. My dad was stationed at Fort Stewart.
I hate Fort Stewart. I don't like Hinesville, and I don't like Savannah either.
Well, hell.
That's why I live that's why I live outside. I live in I don't care if people if you show
I was
up here,
in middle school when I was there, so I didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Section 8 housing?
No, yeah. Well, I was military base housing.
It's turning into that.
It seems like it everywhere, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. Your cause is near and dear to our hearts, obviously. And I just was at Texas Harley, got to see the battle vest on display. It's still there, loud and proud, right in the front window.
That's awesome. It was awesome to be there, and then it was awesome to watch it dedicated after we had to leave.
The one snowstorm we had of the year.
Yeah, the one snowstorm, right.
I enjoyed that though, because I had a Jeep and no one was on the road, so I just drove everywhere I wanted and there was no traffic.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that was the only place open, and Chica opened up the doors over at Barrel and Bones in North Richland Hills to us and said, "You guys are more than welcome." She opened the doors for us, so thank you, Chica, if you're out there listening.
So finally get to meet you at Celebrity Softball, I think, right?
Not this year.
Oh, well, I'm kidding then.
Yeah, we've got other events planned and just too many conflicts in the schedules and too many things happening around the house with roof repairs, tree tree companies
all
coming
about that.
out. So all that fun stuff that home ownership includes, right? So yeah, we won't be there this year.
That's okay.
Hopefully I'll get to meet you in October.
Yes, because we're gonna
Do another
once
one.
we can get a hold of Glenn and get Glenn in here and get you guys connected again.
not,
We're
I'll
looking
do it.
looking to do another Battle Vest dedication over in Austin at Cowboy Harley.
That's a good Harley.
Yeah, it's a great Harley Davidson, and I know they're all about it. But Glenn's got to put that all together. So, Glenn, if you're out there listening, man, answer James's texts.
Right?
Well, James, tell us. I know some of our viewers might not know, so tell us a little bit about what the Heroes in the Sky does.
All right, so we're a veteran and first responder operated nonprofit where we honor our veterans, first responders, and all public safety officials that have died by suicide, to include nurses, to include healthcare. And we do that in 2 or 3 ways. You know, we do it through awareness, and we were just talking about a key fundamental piece of our awareness, which is that battle vest that is in Harley there, and that we're going to take one to Cowboy Harley in Austin. And then we'll come in and sometimes we'll do memorial boards as well for that awareness piece. And that just keeps our warriors' memory alive. That's their legacy. That's so they don't die twice. And then we realized doing these ceremonies over and over that the true key piece here was the families. They are the ones carrying the scars. They are the ones dealing with generational trauma because their loved one died by suicide, and all that trauma transferred to them. And now that emotional pain, grief, isolation, all those key stats that we know about PTSD and, trauma, they're carrying all that weight now. So
It's a good place for them to come because you have that vest displayed somewhere, so they have somewhere to go. Like,
Right.
They can come to Texas Harley and see the names of their loved ones on that vest.
Well, the big
Yeah,
thing too with you have a member of the service, either military or first responder who takes their lives. They don't get put on the memorial walls in Washington. They don't get put on. They don't get that. They don't get that line of duty death. I think only 5% of the country still recognizes it as a line of duty death. So their families have nowhere to go to honor their loved ones.
Because sometimes I hate to say this. I mean, I'm only getting a little bit of information. I mean, I know a little bit, but like if that situation happens, it's almost like once that happens, it was done. And the honor doesn't keep going. That you guys help that honor keep going, and the name never forgetting, because they did serve and they got the condition of that because they served. And unfortunately, the disease took over.
It's a line of duty injury, and no matter what no matter what the DSM says, post traumatic stress and
it's a real thing.
line of duty injury, and they have to acknowledge that. We have the Vietnam Memorial Wall, we have all the memorial walls, the World War II. We have the Police Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C., where families can go and they can put lay teddy bears down and remember their loved ones. Here, we don't have that. We were just, thanks to our politicians here and to First Watch in Massachusetts, we were able to erect one here, a memorial wall. It's the only memorial wall here in the country. It's at Heroes Memorial Bridge. For the names of those who died by suicide. But what you do with your battle vest, you put it at locations across the country where people can visit and remember their loved ones.
And a Harley Davidson, I think, is a really good place because you've got a bunch of people who ride, and people who ride
the hog chapters.
The hog chapters. I mean, a lot of chapters,
Yeah,
a lot of
chapters.
MCs in general. There's a lot of veterans in those MCs, and to come there, a lot of them know somebody who suffered from this, and to have a display in a place like that with that traction, I think is amazing. I love that it's right next door to our studio.
Yes.
Yeah, and the other key piece to this is also, we already have a problem in our society with the stigma surrounding mental health. And so people don't, when we lose a warrior to suicide, they already, they don't talk about that warrior enough. But the second part to this is the families. If you think the warriors are forgotten, you should see how the families get treated. And because that first they may get checked on for like the first six weeks, maybe 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, but at a certain point in time, everyone goes back to their routine life, and then that family still has to deal with the trauma of that loss. So it's a never ending nightmare for them, and it doesn't go away. And so you need organizations to stay in touch with those families and give them some kind of purpose to stick around and be here, because
and
our
also
family
guidance too, like you help them through it, because they might not know once that stops. I mean, that was the person that was through, what they depended on, and now everything stopped. You guys kind of come in and help them through every situation and what's coming up.
Yeah, we've got several programs where we can connect them to resources depending on what their need is. And then we've got a panel of members or family members that selflessly dedicate their time to, if you've lost a warrior to suicide and you're lost in that grief process, which wherever you are in it, if it was a couple years ago and you're still struggling with it, or it just happened last week, someone on that panel is experienced and directly in a suicidal loss because they're dealing with it themselves. And so that panel members on our website, you can read their bios, you can choose who you want to talk to, and every one of those panel members will walk you through the grief process as they understand it, because they have lived it already. And we offer that nationally. It can be, all you just reach out to us via email, but it's really important for us that our families are advocated for, that they are heard, that they are not invisible, and that they feel needed and wanted as well. Because, I mean, we're losing family members carry a high suicide rate just because of the generational trauma when they lose that warrior.
Yep.
And so no one's talking about their suicide rate. No one's talking about their day-to-day lives and the grief and the trauma and the isolation. And so we try to come in and do that for our families. And then the last big thing we do is the battle vest serves two functions. That last piece is education. Because when we dedicate these battle vests, I ruffle feathers and we talk about some statistics surrounding populations that are affected by trauma and PTSD and why they have elevated risk for suicide. And people just don't, it's already a taboo topic, so people don't talk about it enough. So when we come in and we openly talk about it and it's right in your face, it's a mixed bag of reactions, but it's what people need to hear.
But I don't want to use the word shock therapy, but it is. It's the reality of it. A couple of years ago, statistics were showing 22 veterans a year, which were underrated. We're looking at 40 to 50 a day, right? Instead of 22 a day, we're looking at 40 to 50 veterans per day taking their own life due to suicide. And when those numbers get high, people get scared of them, man. They're just like, oh my God, how could that be true? But it is true.
And I hate that it's thought of like a weakness, like thinking like, oh, well, suicide in general. I think some people that don't know,
right,
or have never dealt with somebody with it, or I don't know exactly the words I want to put with it. You get that stigma of like, oh, well, they just gave up. That's not it. It's just it got so thick and so heavy on them, and that felt like the only way out. I don't know if I'm saying the right stuff.
No, you did. That's it.
I don't think they should be thought of taking the easy way out. They were having a hard time, and I don't know what else.
No, you're right. They battle for a long time.
They battle for it, and then it gets exhausting. That's the way to think of it. It gets exhausting, and it gets too much. Maybe, and I don't know if I feel like it's a very sensitive topic, and I don't want to say the wrong things because I don't want to. I don't know.
No,
I got a goosebump on that.
I've been focusing more on when I dive into these research with families and our with our podcast as well. One of the things that we've recently learned in studies is how many times have you heard somebody died by suicide, and then you heard that phrase, well, how could they have done that knowing it was going to affect their family? Well, the reality of what we're looking at is studies have shown in those brains of those ones that have died by suicide that they have really low activity in the prefrontal cortex. And that prefrontal cortex is directly that's the executive branch of our brain. Sound decision making, empathy,
Consequences,
consequences, ability to see others' perspectives or others' point of view. And so when that activity is really low, the people are like, "Oh, how could they have done that, knowing it was going to hurt their wife?" They couldn't see it because their brain was sick. They could not see past their own emotional pain, and because their brain was sick in that prefrontal cortex area, they cannot see another perspective. They can't see another point of view. So it's not a selfish act. That is the only way they see to end the emotional pain. Because in that moment, they don't see what anybody, what loved ones are going to think. They think, oh, this is the only way out. I'm struggling. I have nowhere to go.
And sometimes they think that maybe that does help because like I'm such a burden on the family and stuff. I'm so like this, and then they feel like that is their only way out because of the damage in the frontal lobe.
Well, yeah, in that burden, you talk about that, and that's one thing we keep talking about is to those listening and to those we're still advocating for that we can still save. We're trying to get you to understand that if you are having these thoughts, if you are contemplating these actions, you become more of a burden to your family when you take this route. When you die by suicide, you become a bigger burden to your family because you've just now created generational trauma for them for the rest of their life.
Because they do love you and they do want you to succeed and they do have your back. It might not feel that way at the time, but
this is why Heroes in the Sky and all these other programs that are out there, a lot of spouses or a lot of family members that are dealing with a first responder or a veteran who's battling post-traumatic stress, they don't know how to handle it. They don't know.
It's overwhelming.
They don't know. It's not like taking care of a sick cancer patient or somebody a diabetic or where you can
you're
give
fighting
medication.
your own mental stuff inside.
You don't know how to react because each issue of post-traumatic stress has different triggers. So a dog barking in someone's home can trigger an episode. A scream on a TV or a backfire in a car or fireworks can trigger another one. So everybody battles in different ways. So the family does not have a direct way to help or heal that person.
Right.
That's why there's so many resources out there to get the family involved and say, okay, when this happens, this is what you should look for. When this happens, this is what you should look for. Education is the key to helping prevent a suicide.
Yeah, and we believe in that wholeheartedly. That nationwide education piece is really important to us. It allows me to travel the United States and educate on this epidemic that we're dealing with. And another key piece here that one of the other things people talk about is, well, why didn't they tell their families they were hurting, or why didn't their wife or their mother? Because here's the reality. Right. On the onset of PTSD, isolation and despair, oftentimes the first person to get pushed away is the ones that are closest to them. Right. Because they feel such a burden to that person.
You don't want to disappoint them.
Right. They don't want to disappoint them. They distance themselves from them. And they just bottle themselves up. So
they want to keep that like view of like everything's fine because they don't want it to be a burden on the family. Because
and so that's a really big factor here, is that it's creating an environment where our real true first responders, our family members, our parents, our spouses, our kids feel trapped in a home where they feel like they don't know what to do. Like they don't have an answer for how their loved one's dealing with it. And they just feel it's just like a shot in the gut. Like, how do you deal with that?
A lot of these times, these soldiers come back, they've been gone for so long. So they're trying to integrate back into their situation. And then they don't want to put that I hate using the word burden, but we're using it. They don't want to put that burden on them. Like, I just got back from all this, but now I got issues.
Right.
And they just want to celebrate them being back. So they're trying to, oh, I'm fine. I love you guys too. I want to be back with you all too. But they're really dealing with something.
But the I'm fine thing. And James, I wanted to just bring this up. I was on a podcast the other day with
You cheat on me?
Yes.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
with Conrad Weaver. I don't know if you know him. He had made the cross country film of PTSD, the movie. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Well, I was on his podcast, and he was telling me about a fire chief out of North Carolina. When we talk about asking somebody if they're fine, how you doing today? The common answer is, I'm fine, I'm okay. But this chief said, well, he's never going to ask anybody how they're doing anymore. He's going to ask them what their battery level is. And I think that opens up to more of a conversation, and especially for family members. They can, instead of asking their spouse, hey, are you okay? Because they're going to get the I'm fine. Hey, what's your battery level at? Because we treat our cell phones, we always treat our cell phones better than we do our bodies. So we always want to make sure our cell phones are always fully charged. So when you come across, instead of asking, hey, how you doing today? Hey, what's your battery level at? And then they're going to come back to you and say, like you just said, hey, I'm at 45%. That spouse will know, okay, he's battling. I know what route to take. Or hey, I'm at 80% or I'm at 100%. It gives the spouse a little insight on what their better half is feeling.
Right. And here's the thing too, when you ask that, how are you okay? Are you fine? It's so much easier when you're in a traumatic, when you've got trauma built up and you're dealing with trauma mentally. It's easier to tell someone you're fine, because the reality is we don't feel they're going to understand the response anyway.
And you don't want to talk about it.
Correct.
So if I'm not going to tell you why I'm not fine, because you're not going to understand it regardless. So it's way easier for me just to say I'm fine and move on. And that's what we have to get away from, and that's what I do as well. So when I call and I check on people, I never ask people if they are fine or if they're okay, because here's the reality. It's okay to not be okay, especially if you're dealing with a loss. If you're dealing with a traumatic loss to suicide, you are not going to be okay. That it's okay to not be okay. My first question is, are you safe? Are you safe? And then I know, and that's the first thing I tell them. I know you're not okay. I know you're dealing with a lot of stuff. I just need to know that you are safe and you're not going to harm yourself. That's how I check on people, because are you okay? That's a loaded question. You're going to get an open, quick answer every time, and it's not going to be genuine.
You're going to get the generic response. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get that generic response.
I mean, as growing up, my parents, my mom always taught me this proper tennis, proper way. And when people ask you, you don't want to go, are you okay? And then you unload on them because you're in a social setting. You just say, I'm fine. You want to make yourself look fine.
Yep.
That's how I was brought up. You don't want to put your burden on someone in those quick social settings. But also I don't have what we're talking about. But I think that also gets embedded. People just go, it's a quick answer. I'm good. Because if you start saying something else, well, today really, and people are going, oh, well, that's not really what I was asking. I was just making, quick comment.
Yeah. That's another thing, because so many people do not want to hear it. They don't want to hear.
They really were just asking.
They're just trying to ask to be nice. So it gets to that point where it just gets, you know what, I'm fine.
I think you feel the vibe though, because sometimes you feel the vibe, or sometimes you really are there. And you got to go with your gut if you're with somebody. I mean, hell, I've opened up to a guy at an airport bar.
Well, here's another thing. Here's the aspect too is people don't know how to listen. When somebody is battling and they're going to unload, all right, they don't want to hear your thoughts. They don't want to hear your comments. Listen with your ears and not your mouth, right? When you ask somebody that, be prepared to, if they're going to start unloading, they're going to start telling you and they're going to start opening up to you and feeling that comfort level with you. Listen.
Be there.
Do not respond. Just listen. Be compassionate. Be empathetic. Put your hand on their shoulder. And just understand. Do not respond. Do not say, I know how you feel. Well, this is what I went through. Do not turn it around to you.
Yeah, don't make it a pissing match.
Yeah. You know what? Just keep your ears open and you'll see the difference in how that person starts talking.
Well, then that's half of this battle is just being present for those who are struggling.
Correct.
They're, you know, oftentimes they're not looking for the answers, right? They're so lost, and I've been there as well. I know exactly how this feels. You're not looking for the answers. You just want to know people around you care and that you matter.
Correct.
And
100%.
And you don't have to show somebody you care. You don't have to make something, you know, tell them what you've went through or compare your story to theirs. You honestly just need to wherever you're at, sit there with them, make them feel like they're heard and they're wanted, and that they're not alone. And that's most of the battle. Now, yes, you know, once you get them off the ledge or you get them to calm down, a treatment plan or safety plan needs to be put together to make sure they're okay mentally, but you still just have to just be there, because the only reason I'm here is because somebody was physically present on the beach when I was about to pull the pistol out. That's the only reason I'm here. It wouldn't have happened over a phone call. If somebody would have called me over the phone to try to stop me, I wouldn't be here at all.
Right.
It's just being physically present and showing that person who's struggling that you care. Because that's the thing. They cannot see another perspective. Their brain is sick. They can't see past their own trauma. So they don't know what mom's thinking, dad's thinking, sister's thinking, spouse, kids. They don't know any of that. They can't see it. But if you can just be physically there with them and get them to stick around for one more day, and then one more day turns into another day, and then we start to get some responses that
because usually, I don't want to say 9 times out of 10, when you get into those emotional episodes where you think that today's the last day, if you just wait it out and if you get those listening ears and you feel that you're not alone, once you snap out of that, you know, the clouds start to break up a little bit until the next episode. But that's when the resources come in.
I think the hardest part, because I've had my dark days or whatever, I think what gets me out of them is like you just focus on what's happening in front of you that day and stop trying to think how you're going to get to the goal. It's just day by day. Don't think about everything hitting you at once. It's just, I have these little tasks. I got to get to that task and that task and that task. And then you feel good about you completed those. I'm not saying this is everybody, but that, you know, people get dark sometimes. I call it dark. But you have that support system that's not going, well, why aren't you doing this? Or why you're not like you used to be. That's not the way to address it. It's
tasks are a key. You're right on, because first responders and veterans are all task driven.
Purpose.
If they have that task to do, like you just said, you know, that could work for a lot of people. Write out your tasks for the day, you know, and complete those.
And it's also good finding those groups. I mean, obviously I'm going to throw out Roll Call or the other veteran groups that are out there, you know, find your resources. I mean, I'm one of those too. Like I preach it, like find your groups, but I'm also one of those, I internalize a lot of things. So I don't want to go to certain groups. I'm like, I already know everything, you know? So I know it's difficult to find the right people to talk to. I found Sideshow.
Sometimes you need somebody to hold your hand. And
sometimes you just need somebody to listen to you fucking talk shit about somebody and let them vent. And then they feel fine about it. But you just got to read the room, read the person you're with. You can kind of, I mean, I know my best friends. I know when they're having a bad day. I can tell in their vibes. I can tell in their texts. I can, you know, that simple little text on your own. Hey, how you doing today? How is your day going? Little things like that mean so much.
Because it also shows you're thinking about them.
Yes.
You know?
When you feel like you're not being thought of, that's when it starts to get in the hole. Because you're like, I've had my phone for 24 hours and nobody's contacted me.
Yeah.
That builds on that depression. But people are thinking about you, but they're not sending the connection text. They're talking amongst their friends and all that, but sending that little text means so much.
And then also too, it's remembering that you need to know the people around you that they're not okay, because oftentimes it's the person smiling all the time. It's the person that looks like they're happy. It's the person
I call it the Robin Williams syndrome.
Yeah, you would never. They're wearing that mask. You know what you see publicly is not how they feel on the inside, and your true friends are the ones that are going to see through that and say, "Hey, it's not like him to be this happy all the time, or it's not like this person to do this, or this. I need to check on them."
Unfortunately, there's people that don't have that circle of friends too. That's what's difficult.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we have to get our heads out of our own phones and look and observe. You know, we're always looking down into the phones, into social media, but we're not listening, or we're not getting those key signs that somebody is battling.
Right. Yeah, and the other thing too is when you get in those dark headspaces, right? It's easy to sit in isolation and just solo, where you're just beating yourself up mentally, and that's easy to fall into those traps. I personally, when I was going through my divorces and divorces,
Plural?
yeah, plural,
You
yeah,
stud.
yeah, yeah.
Just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah. But I was going through those divorces. And so what I would do is, one of the things I got tired of eating by myself. Like, I got tired of sitting in an empty house, feeling like I was imprisoned by my own four walls, didn't have anybody, no one cared about me. And the only one that cared about me was my dog. So we got to a point where I had to get out of my own head, and I would buy food and go to a public park and sit on a public bench where people were just walking around. And it made me feel like I was part of something again. Whether they were talking to me or not, I felt included because multiple people were walking by.
Right.
And sometimes you have to do that to pull yourself out of these dark spaces. Like, if you sit in these dark spaces and you dwell there, it is very difficult to get out. But
it's not easy. It's not easy taking that first step.
And when you're getting to those spots, go out, go somewhere public, sit somewhere you feel comfortable. Just sit so you somewhat feel accepted, and then give yourself a little motivation to keep pushing, because it's all about fighting for the next day, and you can't fight for the next day if you're dwelling in your dark spots, by yourself. You're going to lose that battle every time.
My mom always told me, like, no matter how shitty you feel, wash your face and you put on your makeup.
Yeah, and go.
Once you put that makeup on, you're going to feel better.
And just go do whatever, you used
go to the store.
Yeah, whatever.
Go buy yourself something pretty.
Go buy you something pretty. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've dealt with my little demons. I mean, I'm not in the category. But I've dealt with my demons, and like washing my face and putting on my makeup and just going, okay.
Make yourself feel good.
Feel good. And, put on your makeup, put on your eye cream.
And I'll look like I'm trans.
But you'll feel good for the day.
I'll feel good for the day.
And you'll get a lot of attention.
Yeah. You'll feel pretty that day. There you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, just going to the store, even if it's not like you have a big task to do, just getting out and getting your groceries, but being a little cleaned up when you go do it. Don't go there, in your clothes that you've been in for 4 days. Just take a shower, get ready, go get gas in the car, go, wash the car. Simple tasks. It's not like you have to go out to the bar or go to a club or go in a big festival or anything. You don't have to be around people, but getting up and just going out and like feeling the fresh air and seeing people interact in just a grocery store. Sometimes that uplifts. I mean, I sometimes hate the people at Walmart, but or whatever department store, but just getting up and putting that makeup on, or putting on a good smelling cologne for you guys, and just taking that step, going through the routine, even though you don't want to go through the routine on making yourself presentable to go out the front door. Sometimes it's just a small step.
You know, James, I mean, we can go on for hours and hours on this.
I can ramble for hours.
How can people, you know, we were lucky enough to get that memorial here in for Texas Harley Davidson. We took that first step, but it's not only the 99. A VFW could do it. Anybody could do it. How could someone get in touch with you and say they want a memorial in their location or their state?
So just email me at james@heroesinthesky.org. It's heroes with OES. People get that wrong all the time. But yeah, email me, let me know what state you're in, and then we can talk about sponsorship. We know what it costs. You know, we can, if you're in an organization that wants to know where the money goes, well, I'll show you where our money goes. I'll give you a profit and loss statement of how we spend our money. I don't care. We're fully transparent. And then we'll go from there. And once sponsorship is set and we've got intention and will, then we make a date happen.
Now, you fit 19 names on the battle vest. Now, for those that are out there, you can put friends, family, anybody that you have lost on that battle vest, and to fill up those 19 names. If you don't have, say you only have one, James will put on the other 18 from other families, right? I mean, how does that work?
But you also do it per location, like say, like obviously we had Texas right here in Bedford, so you had people that were local. So if they say, I'm saying like Kansas, rowing, you know, a random state out there, you're gonna find
could be anywhere though.
I know, but I think don't you find like the people in that area so that way they can come and see a place. It's not like you're going to have somebody from New York on the Kansas vest.
Right. So what we do is we give those, whoever the sponsor is and whatever the location is, we give them priority. And we tell them the only really rule I have to follow is they have to have died by suicide. And I tell people that there's a really good answer for that. It's because in my bylaws, I am legally only allowed to spend money on outreach and efforts to the families and those that have died by suicide. Like I can't spend money on anything else. And so for me to create these memorials and to spend these funds and raise these funds, I have to stick to that core mission statement.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know, if they've died by suicide, and we give them the first chance to fill the names. If they have 14, I'll fill in the other 5. Because
we had the memorial here in Texas. I mean, people drove. I didn't get to go there, but you had a family that drove what?
Oh, from
a couple hours.
No, from through. No, they came to Barrel and Bones.
Yeah.
That night they drove in from El Paso.
Yep.
Almost. It was the mother and a daughter, a 12-hour trip in that ice storm.
They wanted
to be there.
See their husband, father's name on that vest. That is so special. I mean, like
that's how special these vests are. That's what this means to those families that with the names being placed on this, because otherwise their names are on a tombstone or their names are on a cremated box. Here they're being memorialized for the purpose that they served, you know, and a battle vest shows what they served, and that brings honor back to that loved one.
Well, one of my favorite pictures we've gotten is myself and my vice president, Jeremy, putting the battle vest of the young girl, her father's on it. And we've got pictures of her wearing that vest with her dad's name on it.
Yes.
And so those times really mean a lot to us. They really hammer home why we do what we do and why families are so important.
Yep.
You know, it's seeing the direct impact on the families is why we push so hard. You know, and
families, they live through that service just as much. I mean, they're the ones holding down the fort when they're gone, and then they think of them being the strong, you know, and then that comes home and they've done what they could, but something happened, you know, that happens. Oh, I mean,
and that's why Heroes in the Sky is such a great foundation. You know what? Make small donations. It helps get those battle vests out. It helps those families in need. If you want to meet James, we're going to be doing Cowboy Harley in Austin. I think in October.
Yeah,
we'll set
come
that
see
date
us.
up, with Glenn Lawson, Lauren, the Biker Wolfpack. So come down. We'll keep you updated on that as well. So James, we got to roll. But thank you so much for joining us and sharing this. For more information, go to heroesinthesky.org. Is it or .com?
.org. It's .org.
Go to heroesinthesky.org. Follow them. Look at their website is packed full of resources, educational purposes, and photos and donation buttons. So
And if you want to put one of those vests in your town, your city, you can also get a hold of them that way, and we can make it happen.
Absolutely. And then if I could just close out, I want
Sure.
to I just want to say why this is so important is because now you mentioned earlier that we lose 44 veterans a day. And so we like to look at that as the larger impact as it goes on and on. So each suicide is going to affect 5 family members, a minimum, and 135 community members. So with our veteran suicide rate alone, veteran suicide affects about 30,000 people a day. And then if you take that into the week, you're looking at over 208,000 people per week. And then if you even take that into the year, veteran suicide will affect approximately 10.8 million people every year.
Wow.
And that's why we do what we do. That's why we educate and push this so hard, because these numbers aren't going down, they're increasing, and we have got to do something about it.
And when you put those numbers to it, man, it really brings it into reality that almost every
Somebody's
3
touched
people
by it.
is touched by a veteran suicide.
Absolutely. And that's not including the first responders, and
Right.
that's a conversation for another day, because they all have different challenges.
Yep. Well, James, thank you and your foundation, Heroes in the Sky, for doing what you do each and every day, for keeping our veteran families and first responder families in your thoughts and prayers, and for doing those battle vests, which means so much to each and every one of us that are get to view those in some of the states that they're in.
Absolutely. And thank y'all for having me again today. It's awesome to see y'all. I love seeing
Same here,
y'all's name pop into ours when we go live. So thank y'all for that as well.
Oh yeah, your podcast. When can you view your podcast?
Yeah, so our podcast is called Breaking the Silence Together, The Aftermath of Suicide. It's on the second and fourth Thursday of each month. And then also, and that's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then we also do Deterrence Through Truth, an interview series with the families to show the aftermath of what suicide does to families and communities. And that's on the second and fourth Sunday of each month at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Wow.
All
Okay.
right.
So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And this way you'll never miss a podcast for with James and Heroes in the Sky. Thank you, James. Man, we'll be
Thank
talking
y'all.
real soon. Stay
All right.
blessed, brother.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Man, it's heartbreaking, but it's uplifting
It
that
is.
we know that there are people out there like James that are out there doing and fighting the good fight for those. And that's what Radio for a Reason is all about. It's bringing these foundations on, sharing their experiences, sharing what they have to offer to our veterans and our first responders. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with the Mongo Log right after these messages.
Don't mind that shit.
Your bike turns heads. Your gear should too. Milwaukee Motorcycle Clothing Company has classic leathers and bold new designs you won't find anywhere else. Shop top brands plus exclusive MMCC originals. Right now, our listeners get 20% off their entire order. Use promo code 99%. Visit MilwaukeeMotorcycleClothing.com today.
What we believe in at Glenn Larson Law is doing one thing and doing it really well. When I meet people, I always tell them we're going to uncover every single rock possible. That's the medical component, that's your story and your voice.
We've solely focused on personal injury, whether that be a slip and fall accident or a commercial 18-wheeler, a motorcycle or DWI, motor vehicle accident. We specialize in that and that only.
When someone says, my neck really hurts, I know exactly how that feels. There's so much more to an injury case dealing with the pain level that people go through and how it affects their lives. And I know how to advocate to make sure that the insurance companies take all of that in consideration in every case.
We're very transparent and open to always keep them informed and stay on top of their case at all times.
Because we're a little bit smaller in team numbers, we're able to really dive into every single case and develop not only a client relationship, but a friendship and a lifelong connection.
We're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll meet you anywhere, at the scene, in the hospital, at your home. Whatever's best for the client, we will do every single time.
There is a connection component that I believe our firm is committed to. We want to be connected with you and your family beyond this case so that you know that you have a lifelong partner. Not just a case, but a lifelong connection and a lifelong voice. And we look forward to serving you.
Yes, you did.
Brock Towers, the Las Vegas Raiders, and I ride for the 99. Oh, God, I messed up the quarter. All right, one more time. And I ride for the 99. Brock Towers, the Las Vegas Raiders, and I ride for the 99. Perfect.
Santa Maria!
Never mind that shit. Here comes Mungo.
Welcome, Mungo.
Here I am. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, brother? I'm glad you're awake. Chance
Yeah,
was making
well,
sure he's like up. His hat is up. He's looking at the camera. We're good to go.
Yeah.
And he's got pants on.
I did kind of doze for a couple seconds, but I brought myself back.
How's it going,
Wednesdays
brother?
are tough. I'm on a tough schedule on Wednesdays because I'm always rushing to get shit done because I want to get a sip and a smoke in before. So I got to get up early, hit the gym, take the dog, and do her little puppy thing, and just it's a fast day. So
How
the
is the
new
puppy?
time will actually work out.
How is the puppy since he got kicked out of puppy daycare?
You know what? She's Roxy reads up on her a lot. She's going through her teenage stage where she's testing her boundaries, and she's a pain in the ass because I'm sure there's been a couple of times that I saw Roxy lose her patience with her this morning, and I came around the corner and I was like shocked. I was like, oh my God, you mean words didn't work? Yeah, she's pushing the limits right now.
Oh, yeah, they all do. They all do.
I don't
Yeah,
put mine through
the
school. I
only
just
one that
deal
she
with
won't
other
push
assholes.
limits with is the older dog because he's like, we know what the boundaries are, and if you cross the line, I'll just fucking kill you.
Yeah.
So do you have like all males or you have females
No,
and
no,
males?
only my senior dog is the only male, and he gets along great with the little the midget dog, but with this dog they get along.
They don't use the word
but
midget. It's
if-
little people.
If Penny crosses the line, he lets her know, and Penny does not like that.
So
Yeah.
I got 3 bitches.
Yep. See, we had with the new puppy, gets along great with Khaleesi, pushes his issues every once in a while, and Khaleesi will give him the what for, but the little one grabbed the puppy's head in his mouth and was like, all I heard was the crying, and the puppy came running into the kitchen. I'm like, well, you
gonna learn
can't-
today.
You can't screw with that. You can't screw with Gunner, man.
You gotta learn today.
Gunner's gonna eat you alive.
You gotta let them be dogs.
Yeah, you gotta let him be done.
I mean,
Apparently, that line is the line you don't want to go over.
Yes, don't push that.
See, my dogs just want to kill the neighbor dogs. We have like a fence. Obviously, we're fenced in backyard, but we have dogs on that fence, and that
are they
fence.
barking all the time?
And they're little yap dogs. And I got, 2 pit bulls and a rot pit. And they're like, oh, yeah. What? So it's like claw marks on my end. And my one dog, Taco, she's the middle child. She knows how to rip off the bottom of the fence.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they're beasts. I love them for it, but
they're dogs.
Hey, I'm like, well, Judge Judy would have my back because you came in my yard.
That's right.
We
Hey,
still
before we
have
get started-
Judy out here visiting us from our Hawaii trip. She stayed on for 2 more weeks.
Oh, she's still out there?
Yeah, she's still here. She leaves Friday, but so she built she took miscellaneous parts from my yard and garage, and she had to build an enclosure around a set of my trees with trash cans to keep them out of the reach of the dog, because the dog was like, I think while you're here, I'm going to mess with this. And my whole yard is reconstructed while teaching the little shit how to not do things.
I know. Before we get into the monologue, I just want to ask you, did you watch the Senate hearings today?
Like I said, Wednesdays are a fast day.
Oh.
So while I was getting ready for the gym, and then while I was, I probably got to watch about 30 minutes of it, because that dude is such an asshole. I mean, the questions were good for the most part from the Republicans. From the Democrats that actually did talk, it was just bullshit. Oh, you know what? I want to stroke you so badly, my friend. And then all his answer was, I plead the fifth. So screw you. I hope that dude, I mean, I told Roxy, I go, he has to say that. I said, because he's immune for anything that he's done in the past. But if he lies, he's screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now they're going to have a congressional hearing and hold him in contempt, which is great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he's a little shit. It got my blood boiling. It really did.
I think I got a lot of people's blood boiling.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not alone. So what is the amazing monologue about this week?
You know what? I was still on my kick from a couple weeks ago. So today's on the Democratic Socialists of America, the DSA movement that everybody's so high about.
Wonderful. Let's hear about the DSA and how it's expanding our country.
Yeah, well, hey, what a great place it would be if we were all just under the DSA, not leadership, but their coaching and bringing us along. It'd be utopia.
Yes, it would be Section 8 all over the place.
Oh, damn. I said what I said.
Well, without further ado, the famous monologue.
All right. Every generation rediscovers socialism, and every generation has to relearn why it doesn't work. Behind its rhetoric lies a recurring truth. Socialism doesn't fail because of bad luck or bad leaders. It fails because it collides with human nature and basic arithmetic. Some hopeful advantages of democratic socialism include the promotion of social equity or social equality and the provision of essential services like healthcare and education for all. Aiming to reduce income inequality and promote social justice are the goals. These, unfortunately, are generally just sound good words. Don't be fooled by the use of these good words like democratic socialism and social justice. It advocates for essential services like healthcare and education to be accessible to all citizens, ensuring that basic needs are met. By the way, these services are available to everyone now. They're just not necessarily free to everyone. Although that would indeed be a utopian ideal, our needs as a nation are just too great. The media, as well as the liberal politicians who support the idea of all workers having an equal say in the management of our workplace, promote the ideas of fairness and community participation in all economic decisions. Now, just imagine for a second, however, a construction project to build a high-rise building where all of the workers have an equal say in every aspect of the construction process. Can you say shit show? Critics of socialism correctly argue that socialism leads to excessive government intervention in the economy, which absolutely stifles individual freedoms and entrepreneurship. There are also concerns about the sustainability of funding extensive social programs, which will absolutely lead to higher taxes and an increased national debt. Some believe that socialist policies hinder economic growth and efficiency as they reduce competition and innovation in the marketplace. Socialism relies on centralized planning, which always struggles to allocate resources equally and efficiently. Without market signals, planners cannot accurately determine supply and demand. This leads to chronic shortages and waste. Socialism leads to the centralization of power among the political elites. This concentration can and does result in corruption. Those who are in power tend to exploit their positions for personal gain, undermining the system's integrity. To maintain control, socialist regimes frequently suppress dissent. This leads to the persecution of opposition, limiting individual freedoms and fostering an environment of fear. In a socialist system, the absence of private ownership and competition diminishes personal incentives for innovation and productivity. This stagnation results in an economic decline and reduced living standards. These are just a few of the factors which have collectively contributed to the historical failures of socialist systems, highlighting the challenges inherent to their implementation. Marx, Lenin, Mao, and others have in the past sought to establish societies based on equality. All of these experiments in creating social equality ended in tyranny and a strong central government ruled by the few, who then control the means of production, the political process, and the media. They then profit from the labor of the many, less fortunate but very needy. Socialism fails because while most individuals don't want others to have more than they have, few are adverse to having little more than what others have. In the natural environment, most individuals continue to pursue their own personal interests, even if, according to the official intended goal of collectivism, they're supposed to be working for the collective common good of all. Think, for example, of the high-ranking members of socialist parties. They always seem to be getting along very comfortably, while the less fortunate worker class suffer from lofty socialist ideas that always produce regrettable results. The early architects of socialism believed that they had solved the age-old problem of exploitation. In theory, transferring ownership of the means of production to the people, humanity can supposedly achieve equality and harmony. When the population owns a little bit of something, nobody really owns anything. As a result, nobody has a true direct interest in maintaining or improving its condition. That is why buildings in the Soviet Union or public housing projects in the United States always seem to look decrepit within the year or two of their construction. That's why machines in socialist government factories break down and are constantly in need of repair. People universally want fairness and dignity. However, the socialist system's logic undermines itself. When everyone receives the same reward regardless of their individual contributions, the incentive to excel at work diminishes. Human nature is a very predictable thing. People don't stop working out of laziness. They stop working when their effort no longer matters. Once outcomes are guaranteed, energy shifts from production to entitlement. If socialism fails so consistently, why does it always seem to return? Because it appeals to our moral imagination. It sounds righteous to our young adults and our lazy adults that no one should ever go hungry or live in poverty. Our young students are indoctrinated by their teachers and professors that a socialist government is a fair and compassionate system. According to the indoctrinators, it's the greedy corporations, the entitled rich people who oppose a socialist society. Except in private school education, civics is no longer taught to our youth. What they are taught today is the theory of expected euphoric results in a perfect system. Its emotional power is immense. Modern advocates of communism or socialism often rebrand the idea, calling it democratic socialism, equity economics, or citing the successes in the Scandinavian model. The amount of literature that's available that actually explains all of this is immense and available. It's just the inconvenient, dirty truth that it's not talked about in our education system. Unfortunately, the youth of today are more than willing to accept government handout in lieu of the application of initiative and effort. I won't lie, when it comes to the challenges of everyday life, failure is always a possibility in our current system. Truthfully, for some, there may even be a series of failures, but with determination, effort, and even a little bit of luck, success and prosperity are always just around the corner. The Democratic Socialists of America plan to roll out an updated platform that includes eliminating the U.S. Senate and replacing the president and the Supreme Court with an executive branch and a judiciary that is chosen by and subordinate to Congress. They will defund and demilitarize the police by rejecting any expansion of police budgets in their scope of enforcement. Then, in their words, in colonial policing of our cities and neighborhoods by cutting police budgets annually towards the ultimate goal of zero police. Now, for just a minute, try to envision our society with no police. Apparently, we'll just all sing, sigh, hug each other, and help a brother out. Additionally, their updated platform includes amnesty for all illegal immigrants and defunding the Department of War. After all, who will infringe upon our rights to live in peaceful harmony? These new goals are in addition to the DSA's current policy platform, which calls for the immediate end to all deportations, free immigration between countries without any restrictive immigration controls, and extending full voting rights to people with felony criminal convictions as well as all non-citizens. Can you even imagine that we have people in this country visiting on vacation and it just happens to be election day? Since everyone and anyone can vote in our elections, they just cast a vote or two or maybe three of them. In addition to radically altering our economy, our country's three-branch form of government, the DSA existing platform also advocates establishing a 32-hour work week with no reduction in pay or benefits. I guess things would just get done in less time with a 32-hour work week. I'm reminded of the Star Trek TV series where Captain Picard just waves his hand and says, "Make it so." I'm guessing that's how this new form of cooperative government will work. They also advocate the passage of Medicare for all. Also, canceling all student loan debt, elimination of cash bail, and universal rent control. Eventually, once they eliminate the police, cash bail will be obsolete anyway. What a great society we will all have. The DSA's governing body is on board with these platform ideas. They have openly discussed the need for the current DSA elected office holders to at least begin to align themselves with these positions, which are, in my opinion, unattainable utopian ideas. As more and more DSA members take power in local and national positions, the group they belong to seems to be getting more radical. This is a tension they will inevitably have to resolve among themselves. The connection between effort and reward extends beyond economics. It also involves fairness and morality. Historical evidence from social systems repeatedly demonstrate that when individuals are not directly rewarded for their work, productivity declines, creativity diminishes, and attempts to create equality often results in making it nearly everyone equally poor. Work is not just about earning money. It's about having some meaning, some pride in accomplishment, and freedom to improve one's life. Competition and personal ownership are not enemies of justice. They are the engines of progress. The DSA has introduced a new platform titled Workers Deserve More, which outlines significant structural changes to the U.S. government and various social policies. This platform reflects the DSA's growing influence within the Democratic Party and its commitment to shifting perceived power from corporations to the working class. Ironically, under this new system, we will actually have an oligarchy. You know, a small group of people having control of the country, organization, or an institution. I guess they're too stupid to understand that it's just the very thing that they hate. I'm just in shock, and all I can say is, what the fuck, America? Wake up. And that, my friends, is that. Whiskey improves with age. I improve with whiskey. My name is Mongo. Whiskey goes in, wisdom comes out. I smoke cigars and I know things. Mongo is out, and now back to you in the studio.
That's a home run,
What
man.
the America?
What the fuck, America?
Absolutely.
You know,
America. Fuck
yeah, socialism and this communism bullshit and everything else, it's going to collapse the economy. It's going to, people think it's going to work or won't work. taking the cops off the streets. We just had a 12-year-old boy shot in the Bronx. He was a child of an NYPD officer. He went to the bodega to grab something to eat, and a gunfight broke out, and he ended up getting shot by a stray bullet. And the residents said there used to be a cop on that corner all the time. But since the funding of the police, they removed those police officers. And now this poor child lost
But who are
his
you
life.
going to call?
Right.
The cops.
And then all the free shit. Look, did you see the thing with Mondami with the 30% reduction in these socialist groceries?
Yeah. Well, hey, good luck, New York City. It's a shame. I don't know how long they got to put up with them. The problem is the young people and the infirm. They understand getting free shit, and that encourages them to come out and vote. Whereas the people that work are like, I don't have time to vote because I've actually got a job or I've got responsibility, and they don't get out to vote. And I think that's what's creating this huge disparity in the people getting free shit versus the people that want to work for it. Because the people that want the free shit, they're like, you know what? I'll take an hour out of my time and I'll go vote.
Yeah, but free shit is not free. There's nothing free.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. They hear the word free because they're not making money. They're not doing anything for it. It's us. We're doing it.
Right. And it's only a matter of time before the us turns around and says, I'm done with giving away free shit. I'm not going to work. I'm going to go out and free shit. And then
quit asking for a handout when you ain't doing nothing back.
Who's going to be making all this free shit? We've
Such
seen
an
it.
people.
We've seen it happen with the minimum wage. They raise the minimum wage to these astronomical wages, and what happens? They start laying people off. They start closing establishments because they can't pay it.
Yeah. No, I don't understand. In my head, I can't see why these other people can't see how that shit does not work.
Maybe on paper, yes, it would be great if we all hold hands and smoke weed and kumbaya it, and everybody eats their fruits and vegetables and gets free meals and lives in this utopia, like you said. But that would never, ever happen. Because there'll always be somebody that wants to take advantage of it.
Well, that's not what's happening.
And then you'll hear the advocates go, oh, yeah, but no, you got to look at the Scandinavian models. Yeah, well, except the Scandinavian models, their populations are so much smaller and they contribute so much more into that system. It actually kind of works. They don't have a lot of freedoms, but they get a lot of free shit. But again, they don't have the massive population we have here.
Right. But, okay, so look at Canada with the free health care. Try getting treated in a Canadian hospital.
Well, they had a girl that left the United States and went up to Canada and posted oh, it's a lot harder. Yeah, bitch, it is.
Yeah.
You don't realize how good you have it.
And if we were to implement a system like that, then depending upon who you were, how old you were, and what the problem was, your healthcare system might just say, you know what? We're not going to do that.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a lot of money, and you don't have a lot of time left, so no.
Right, 100%. They'd start letting the people die off earlier. They wouldn't be giving them the chemo treatments that they need or the medication they need or whatever it is because they'd say it's too expensive.
Yep.
I don't know where the world is going. I don't know what's going to happen, but you know what? I'm glad we have a president like Trump in there who's got the balls enough to fight against this. And really stand up and fight for our red, white, and blue and fight for this country. And people may disagree with me, but you know what? This country would be lost if Sleepy Joe was at the wheel or if Obama was at the wheel.
God forbid, fucking
no shit.
Or Kamala. Or if Kamala was at the wheel.
Yeah. The whore.
Yeah. The cackling chick that she is. But, this is why the Mongo log is so important. You bring more or less the reality of what is going on. You bring it from perspectives, and people have to, wake up and listen. If you don't get out there and vote, you know what?
Then you don't have a say.
It's your own fault. Look at
you
what's
got to
going
get out there. You got to take the time.
New York is a prime example. You voted in a communist socialist who is going to destroy the greatest city of New York, the greatest city in
The
America.
original city.
You because you didn't get out there and vote.
They need to go out there like gangs in New York.
And well, that's going to be New York's going to be like Escape from New York. You're going to have like, it's a demise.
irritating for me. When I see Mondami on the TV or on the news, he's always got a grin from like ear to ear, standing back, letting somebody else do all the talking. He's just got this huge grin on his face, like
He's like a middle schooler that doesn't know what to say.
I was watching a podcast today, and they called him the perfect thing. He is the perfect grift, is what he's doing. That is the title. He shouldn't be mayor. He should be the grifter, because that's exactly what he is. And he wants to destroy New York. He's a terrorist from inside, man. He wants to destroy New York, and he's doing it.
Well,
he just alienated all the rich people. He posted their names and their names and their addresses online. Anybody who has an apartment over $5 million, he posted them.
Why don't
online.
we post the people that are unemployed and their addresses?
Exactly. He just doxed all the millionaires in New York City.
That's crazy.
Anybody
and I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. And I don't know how anybody of the Jewish faith would have possibly voted for him, knowing who he is and what his platform positions are. But they go, no, he sounds good. What, are you shitting me? What? Because he's going to kill you nicely? Because he's going to smile when he fucking sticks the knife in your back?
Yeah, don't worry. These showers are warm.
Yeah, no shit. So, hey, getting off this subject, anybody that's following me on Facebook, we got to take California sucks, and I can't wait to get out of this place. But we got to take Judy to Muir Woods yesterday, which I haven't been to since I was like 7 or 8 years old. But I mean, what a beautiful place that's actually preserved. And Judy really enjoyed herself. I enjoyed myself. Great pictures.
What's it called? Beer Woods?
What's that?
Beer Woods?
Beer Woods, named after John Muir.
Oh.
M-U-I-R.
Oh.
Thinking Beer Woods.
I thought he was beer too. I'm like, beer. Oh, yeah. I'll go drink beer in the woods.
Cerveza Woods.
No. I think the movie, one of the Planet of the Apes movies, when they're up in San Francisco, all the apes lived in the forest. Muir Woods is where they supposedly lived.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's just
sounds like a California thing.
Listen,
it's beautiful.
You're right. The giant redwoods is probably beautiful, but you know what? When you get down to like the inner cities like Los Angeles and all the other ones with the home, it's horrible.
Yeah. No, that's all scum.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you hear? I mean, now even with these socialist cities, did you hear the Chicago Bears are moving out of Chicago? Because
no way.
The Chicago Bears are moving to Indiana. They'll be the Indiana Bears.
There's no Bears in Indiana.
Chicago sucks. Yeah.
Because they're fed up with this bullshit. Huh?
I don't like the Bears, but I feel good for the players because they're no longer in Chicago.
And that's iconic. The Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
Right? Now they're going to be in Indiana, and it's all because, of the mayor and his stupid antics.
Yeah.
All right, Mongo. Once again, hey, like I said, we're moving to the 4 to 6 platform next show, but it won't affect you. Your timeline will still be the same, and we will keep us on a radio clock.
All right. Well,
it's going to be the highway happy hour.
It'll be the highway happy hour.
There you go. All right, y'all have a good week, and I will talk to you soon.
All right, brother. Be good, bro.
All right.
See you later.
Stay out of trouble.
Nah, get in trouble.
Yeah,
the
it's
famous
better
monologue.
content.
The famous monologue. His perspective, his opinion, his research, your reaction. That's all what it's all about. Well, we're going to cut it short. We're going to end a little early. Want to thank James Collins with Heroes in the Sky. go on to heroesinthesky.org, donate, support, and what?
I got something when you're done.
You got something else?
I got something when you're done.
All right. I want to thank Mongo. I want to thank all our listeners. But again, what did you got going on, girl?
August 22nd is the next event at Texas Harley Davidson. We're having the Baggers and Betty's event. It's going to be a pinup contest and bagger bike show. We got $1,000 for first place pinup. We're going to do, me and my husband are going to be welding some custom trophies for our bagger winners. And I think the categories are going to be loudest pipes, best paint, best vintage, and best bagger. So come on down. We're going to have a registration fee. It's going to be $30 day of, but we might have some pre-registrations of $30 or $25. Come on down, and all the proceeds are going to go to the Fort Worth Aviation Museum. Love them. They're near and dear to my heart as well because they have the Hops and Props. And as you know, we went to Hops and Props, and literally that night they got hit with a major hailstorm, and it damaged all the planes at the museum. So we're going to be raising money for the Fort Worth Aviation Museum August 22nd at Texas Harley Davidson, the Baggers and Betty's event.
We'll have that up on our website. We'll have that up on our Facebook and all our internet pages, and we'll keep you informed on that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, once again, man, I want to thank Chance behind the board, making all the magic work. Hopefully I'll be out of jail August 10th, and we'll be able to go live back on the 99% Radio Network Facebook page.
You can find us on YouTube.
As long as I don't get in trouble in jail, we'll be good.
And as long as I stay out of it.
And as long as you stay out of it. All right. Once again, if you could be anything in this world, you know what?
Be kind.
Be kind. Peace.
Don't be a dick.